Imagine not being Leeds, not feeling this pain, not dancing through thunder, not walking through rain. Imagine not rising with fists in the air when the world turned its back and no one would care. We've lived in the ashes, we've drowned in defeat, but still we stand proud on our battered old feet. Imagine not loving with all that you are. Imagine not being Leeds.
We love you, Leeds, Leeds, Leeds.
We do love you, Leeds, Leeds, Leeds. Now then, folks, welcome back to Imagine Not Being Leeds, and welcome back to everyone's favourite show on a Friday night at 10 o'clock. Got loads to get into today. Late Night Leeds. Now then, boyos, my favourite time of the week, as you know, apart from kickoff. But yeah, Friday night, let's kick off the weekend with a bang. It's been bonfire night and all that. It's around those festivities that's coming. Anyone got the Christmas decorations up yet?
Not a chance.
Not me either. It's coming though. It's coming. Anyway, AG, how are you doing, fella?
Local Starbucks got the Christmas decorations up. Actually, I was in there earlier. I was like, not having this at all. Yeah, but I'm well otherwise. Thanks, mate. I had my flat white, so I'm ready to go.
You posh twat. Hey up, boss. That's how are you doing, Flower?
Yeah, no sign of Christmas decorations around here, mate. Like no chance before 1st of December. I might just be, I don't know.
Is that what it is? 1st of December, they will go up, or is it no time before that? Or
yeah, no time before, no time after. On the 1st of December.
About you, AG?
I don't care. Do you know what? If I had my way, I wouldn't put them up at all. Like I just can't be bothered. I get them out of the loft. Mrs. Sort, she enjoys all that, like decorating.
You're the only child. You're the only child in the house, so aren't you, AG? And if you don't like it, then
child now. Yeah, absolutely. Running around naked while she puts the tree up. Yeah, that's me.
Like to be a fly on the wall when that's going on. Not. Anyways, let's have a quick look who's in the house so far. Tezza, hey up, Tezza, as always. Thanks for tuning in. Sebastian, good evening, guys. Thanks for watching, mate. Hey up, good evening, guys. Says Dave. Hey up, buddy. Bill's in. Evening, boys. Hope you're all having a fantastic night. Good so far, so good, mate. Priestley Rail Talk. We'll have to give him a shout out in the coming weeks. Mr. Priestley, the main guy, Bossnass's friend, my Bezzy from many moons ago. And AG's just I think he just grinds your gear sometimes, doesn't he, AG? But Mr. Priestley's got his own channel. Look at his face. He has, mate. No on there yet, but yeah, Mr. Priestley's got his own channel, so yeah, all good.
Oh, is that? There you go.
There you go. Look at that professional setup. John McKinney, aka Ian Brown. All right, Matty. Like, going to be interesting if Forrest and West Ham win this week. It will be very interesting. Angela's in. Hey up, Angela. Hope you well. Mark's on with Sean as always. Thanks for being here, buddy. Tezza again. Tezza, you love these comments. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Brett, evening, Mike. Evening, buddy. Oh, Elizabeth, the wife. Get to bed, get to sleep. You're up in about 5 hours for work. Cheers, babe. Good evening, gentlemen, says Richard Hogan. Good evening to the 3 degrees. Good evening. Ryan Cook. Loads of people in. Popping off. 54 already in. Please smash the like. I'm going to set a bit of a goal tonight. I'm going to start setting goals on these, I think.
What is it? Tell us.
100 likes. I want to try and get 100 likes by the end of the show, which is definitely doable. We've got 55 in already. Please smash a like. Please subscribe and all that. Yeah, we'll bring the entertainment. You bring the likes, I guess, boys.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Entertainment.
Comments.
How entertaining was last Saturday? Shall we get into that to start with, and then we can move on and bury it? Right. Here's a review of Brighton. Don't turn off. Please stay tuned in. Right then. I went to this. I've said my piece. I've moved on. AG, we've had a bit of a natter this week, haven't we? An outside Ellen Road show. Shall we pass it to Bossnass to
yeah, so I think if anyone's going to draw a whole line under it, on top of it, through it, it's going to be Bossnass.
I think we should. I think we go with Bossnass, and yeah, let's just see what you think, mate. The honest
Are you
truth.
sure?
Yeah, well,
Genuinely,
yeah,
you want to?
it's got to be said. We've got to touch on it, then we move on, don't we? And then we try and look for positives. That's how this show works. It's plenty of fun and games for everyone, Bossnass, as you know. We'll have a good laugh. But I want to hear. Give me it. Come on.
Well, do you know, last week I did predict a 2-0 win to Brighton. That's because, in my foresight, I know that this guy just doesn't learn lessons. Or if he does, he learns them painfully and very slowly. And it was proved right again. And we'll talk about it when we do the Forrest preview in a bit. Yeah, he would drive a school teacher nuts. Do you know what I mean? Because they'd spend a couple of hours going, this is where you're going wrong. You're doing this wrong. You're doing this wrong. If you fix this and fix that, you'll probably see better results in your tests and your examinations. And then goes out again, does the same thing. You don't try and pass around the back and try and make openings centrally against Brighton, who would, again, one of the AG illustrated it last week, one of the best, and I'm talking like top 3 pressing teams in the Premier League, not just this year, not just under Heinzel, whatever he was, under De Zerbi. This has been a constant theme with Brighton. They try and squeeze you so far out the pitch, try and catch a mistake, and capitalise on it. And if we went to do anything last week, it should have been to play ugly football. By that I mean, don't start playing out like that. Get yourself up the pitch. Let's see an old school 90s goal kick. Let's try and get a few large bodies in the centre circle. Look for some knockdowns off headers and try and get out that way. Just try and cheat code it. We don't need to go to Brighton. We're a newly promoted team. Farke will tell us that. He mentions it about 50,000 times every single press conference. Like, I'm sick of hearing it. We know we're a newly promoted team. Sometimes we can't win playing pretty football. We're not going to win playing pretty football at Brighton. We're not going to win playing pretty football at Arsenal. We're not going to win playing pretty football at Chelsea or Man City or Liverpool. This shouldn't be news. I'm sure it isn't news to any of you people out there. So I don't understand what we're doing. It should be Stoke style, Pulis football, Daesh football. It should be, how do we pose a threat to them? How do we pose a threat to them? We pose a threat to them by bypassing as many of their players that are better than ours and trying to get on the end of something, whether that be a knockdown down the wing, across into the box, or even if you're chipping into the box from central areas, anything like that. Take some shots from outside the box. You know, we don't mind that. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just frustrating because it's like Leeds United at home are a totally different football team to what they seem to be away, and it's really confusing me. Not that we play Stoke or Daesh football or anything like that at home. We don't. But we don't. Right. One thing that really annoyed me, and it was a couple of times, and this is what I'll finish on, is how on earth we was giving so much time to Van Hecker and Dunk, like it was an actual joke at some points.
Yeah.
The goalkeeper would pass it out to the centre backs, and they would pass it between themselves, like for a good 15, 20 seconds, with no pressure on the ball. No pressure on the ball. It was keep your shape at all costs. Don't put any pressure on the ball. And hopefully we'll pick it up. Like, what are we doing? This is the Premier League. You've got to at least put some pressure on the ball, man. You've got to put some pressure on the ball. Because all it allows them to do is to start off their moves under absolutely no pressure. Under no pressure. So other than that, I don't really have anything else to say, do you know. It was a bad day at the office.
If this would have been an episode of Flowers and Showers, there wouldn't have been no flowers at all with the Bossnass. Not even one.
That's why I cancelled it, man.
Not even a stem, mate. But yeah, I mean, I think you're bang on there. I think we can talk about Farke's tactics, the way he set us up, 100%. It felt like I said, Bossnass, I've said a few times, it felt like the Arsenal game to me, you know, very similar to that. But AG, I think we've got to obviously talk about the players as well. I mean, the performance, regardless of the instruction from Farke, the performers were pretty poor. I spoke about a lack of effort, a lack of being bothered when we spoke last time. And that's how it felt to me as a fan in the stadium. I don't feel like they ran they played for the badge, they ran and left it all out there, which I think, when there's a goal for quality, if you can walk off the pitch with your head held high and say, we chased every ball down, like Bossnass said there, putting pressure on the centre half, felt non-existent. I mean, how did you feel about the effort away from Farke's tactics?
I never, because I questioned yours the other day. There's no picks it up, but I never really put it down to player effort, particularly. If you look at the miles run, kilometres run, it'll all be the same roughly. I always think players look worse, or the effort looks worse, when the setups and tactics are so wrong, or so ill-informed, or so badly planned for that opposition, that your players look so much worse, and everything about it looks worse. That's where I put. I very much late at Farkstore. I think there's been 3 matches this season, been kicks in the teeth. Burnley, Arsenal, and this one, all been terrible games of football for different reasons. Arsenal and Brighton felt very similar though. I think we go into games looking for possession's sake, as a negative tactic. Keep the ball so they can't score, with no real purpose towards it. I think there's some really simple things you do. Against West Ham, we did lots of short goal kicks. The centre Rodon took it, or Bijol, rolls it to Perry. So what they does straight away, because your 2 centre backs taking the goal kick or in the box, the opposition it spreads the opposition out. So when you play a long ball, then they're not back in a mid block or whatever it may be. So you stretch them out. What you're doing as well by kicking that ball long then is you're kicking the ball long when you want to. You can set up your team to do that as a purposed thing. When you pass the ball around the back for 10 minutes, they're either losing it or kick it forward kick it long when they don't want to. And when you kick it long when you don't want to, there's no quality in it. And also the team's not set up for it. So these second balls aren't going to work when you're just randomly kicking the ball forward when you're panicked. So that's what happened lots in this game. So you can play long ball as a plan, but it's got to be a plan. So if your whole plan really is pass it around the back until we either lose it or have to kick it long, that's not a fucking plan. That's just what we did. And we absolutely played in Brighton's hands. And that's the most comfortable game they'll have all season. And we need to stop thinking about how to make it comfortable for us and start thinking about how to make it uncomfortable for opposition. That's what I think Farke's psyche's all wrong.
Yeah, no, that's fair, mate. That's fair. I mean, were there anyone at all that comes out of that game, lads, with a little bit of credit? Anybody at all? Any positive from that game you can take away before we move on? It wasn't more than 3. That's one positive, because it could have been that first half.
Yeah, but it should have been. It should have been 3 in the first half.
Yeah, I give Perry Perry pulled out a worldie, if I remember rightly. Didn't Perry make a great save?
Not bad, great.
He did
save.
On the deflection.
Yeah, he did actually. Mate. You're right. He did.
It looked like it was going one direction, deflected, and he had to adjust real quick.
Yeah, he did all right. But yeah, it's
Maybe
hard.
It looked better on TV than it did in the ground.
Yeah, I just had me head in my hands for quite a substantial period of time. Bossnass, to be fair.
What annoys me is I honestly don't feel like that Brighton team even had to break a sweat, man. Do you know what I mean? I think they could have done another 90 minutes after this 90 minutes. That's what annoys me. That's what annoys me. And it's like they've obviously been told they will have been told, but I don't know if they expected it. But obviously, we're sitting in such a tight shape, sitting so deep, right? Maybe that's us going, all right, we're playing a better team. Let's not do what we did against Tottenham and leave pockets of space in between our lines. Maybe that's what the thought was. But if you look at the momentum graphs instead of just looking at the possession stats, you'll see that the momentum, apart from like a couple of fleeting moments in the game, is bright wave after wave after wave after wave. And even if they prove to us, even if we can't break you down through the middle, which they did do a couple of times, we'll just beat you down the outsides. Like, it's like a game. It is like a game of chess. You're never going to be able to plug every gap, and if you're not giving yourselves a chance to score at the other end, when you pretty much know at home, Brighton are gonna score usually. But we do know Brighton at home usually are quite leaky. So to give yourself a chance, you've got to go out and attack them.
Yeah. I felt it's feeling very similar. In games where we're struggling to play how we want to play, it's feeling to me very similar to how we used to do with Somerville, Rafinha, Jorginho. Very much, there's not much on. We don't know what to do, funnel it to Okafor. And that's what it felt like in the ground. It felt like everything we did well-ish, it came from Okafor down that left-hand side. He's the most direct player we've got. let's be fair, probably the best player we've got. You'd probably agree to that, wouldn't you, Bossnass, as well? You're a big fan of Okafor, and hopefully he can get through some 90-minute performances, because having our best player, our most attacking threat, as a player that can't really do in 90 minutes as of yet, 10 games into the season, still a bit of a worry for me. But that's how it feels to me. We're just funneling everything to Okafor, and I think, you're hoping for a bit of a miracle if you think you're going to win games, especially away from home, based on that. Do you know that's where we need to improve? If it's not going our way, we need to find another way that isn't just the one-man show. Don't know if that's how it comes across to you boys, but
Absolutely. I mean, attacking, you've not got to commit 6 people into the box every single attack. You can have ways of doing it. You can have ways of thinking, right, we're going to funnel the ball to Gudmundsson, and he's going to hit a big diag to DCL. Aaronson Okafor, Okafor, you tuck in. Aaronson. As soon as that happens, the ball goes out at Gudmundsson. Every time that happens, big diagonals like DCL. You get Longstaff, whether you get a centre midfielder near him, the wingers near him. That could be a plan. You can have plans like that. There seems to be no plans and no strategy other than, as you say, pass ball around the back, hopefully beat the press of somewhat, which you gave the ball away so often. And there was so many half chance for them to do something. We were so lucky we went down 3-0 down the first half. And then half-time, no changes, but we did see a tactical change where we started pressing higher. But of course, then you're playing into Brighton's hands because they just pick you off. So there's got to be a balance. It should have been like we've done well this season, a mid-block and engaged early when people come into a half. In the first half, first 20 minutes, we did a low block, as low as you can go pretty much, and didn't engage at all. There was no aggression in anything we did, in anything. And I don't think that's necessarily what Fark planned, but I think whatever psychology he did, however he spoke to them, has built into them to be scared. Because they look scared. Because there's no aggression in what we did.
For me, it's like, because like you mentioned, the block was so low, right? So obviously you're inviting pretty much the whole of the Brighton team to come basically into your half. Defenders basically stood on the halfway line. Obviously on TV you can't see all the angles, but I'm guessing that's what it looked like for quite a lot of the game. Like at that point, there has been lessons that have been learned so many times of play that Leicester style if you're gonna sit deep. And why are we not hitting balls into the space and chasing them? Like for me. Like why haven't we got put our 2 quickest players that we've got available on the wings, and maybe one in the middle of it, and then just start hitting balls over the top, and just go put them in the space. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just want to pull this point up. Obviously, for any chats that I'm not bringing on screen, I do star them. Anyone who's new in here, I do star them. So we'll go back to them at end. But I'll star this one, but I just want to bring this up now. I'm going to let Bossnass answer this one, I think. When we win the plays, we're brilliant. When we lose, Farker got it wrong. Just to reiterate, we're aiming for 17th, come what may. Yeah, I mean, some fan base do that, don't the Bossnass? Brilliant when you win. I mean, I'm buzzing when we get a win, but it was just West Ham last week. You've got to play that in the thing. But I do get carried away with a win, Bossnass. But it's go on.
It's one of right, and Viva Bielsa, don't take this personally because this isn't aimed at you. This is what you are taught to believe by watching, near enough the entirety of media, whether it be fan media, professional media. Like you are well within your rights to break everybody down. Like don't look at it as in Farker or the players. Look at the players individually. Look at the manager's performance individually. For me, I don't do that. Like Farker can be brilliant, the players can be brilliant, and still lose a game. It can happen against really good opposition, and you've got to say everyone did the best, and we just wasn't good enough on the day. The opposite of that can be true as well, where both the players and the manager have been rubbish. In between that, so. Yeah, I don't really subscribe to when the players do good. It's the players getting all the credit, and when they do bad, Farker's to blame. You know, I don't really subscribe to that.
No, that's fair, mate. That's fair. Hey up, Dale. Is Joe Rodon injured? He's not in the training video. I don't think so. I've not seen it. It wasn't in the presser today that we're injured, so I highly doubt that. That's an issue. I heard you want to have it, boys? No.
No.
Nah. Rodon, he wasn't in the training video. I don't read too much into that, mate. Like I say, he was didn't say out in the presser. Right then, boys, I think we'll move on from Brighton. That is enough.
Something?
Yeah, of course you can. Say whatever you want, mate.
Sorry, not quite enough. Bill just said about taking risks to win games of football, right? And of course he's right. There's always risks, you know, if you're committing people forward. The biggest risk we could have done against Brighton is passing it around the back. That's the biggest risk we could have done. And that's what we did. So, and that wasn't about trying to win the game of football. That was a defensive mindset of trying to keep the ball. We weren't trying to build. We didn't have a great plan how we're going to build through the side and attack. That wasn't that wasn't build up. Build up should suggest you're building to something, as in you're building up to an attack. We don't build up to attack. We just keep the ball. So you can't even call it build up.
AJ, on that, like, that's not what Farke did. Though. Like, Farke saw keeping the ball, even if it's in our own half, he saw that as the safest option.
100%.
For what Bill's saying is, you know, you're likely to get picked off like at least once or twice, and if you're not gonna venture into the other half's box to score a goal, then what is the plan? At least go out there and show some attacking intent, which I totally agree with.
I am agreeing with Bill. I know what he's saying. But what I'm saying is Farke took a bigger risk by being defensive. Actually, I know what Bill's saying about risking attack, and but the whole thing of risking and getting players forward, you can do it in a structured manner where you set your team up to do it. You can play the ball direct, and you can commit 3 or 4 to that attack. And if you do lose the ball, you can fall in quite easily. If you try and build for the team, that was the risk for me. You could be more attacking, more direct, and less risk. That's the thing. That's the problem with what Farke did. And people say about Farke, he gets blamed when we lose. Well, just look at the tactics and look at the game, look at the setup. Then, you can blame Farke. Because Farke's the overriding factor in that. He chose it all. Players, there's lots of crap, sloppy passes. By all means, yes, of course there is. But I can't, if we start chastising every player as well, like we're nowhere ever. Like the players have got to be good enough and they're not. So I know there's lots of bad play in that. Don't get me wrong, and the players do get praised, and Farke gets praised when we're in games of football as well by me. But on Saturday, Farke, the manager, did not give us nearly a good enough chance of winning that game. We had those tactics. We had no chance of winning that game. No chance.
Yeah, no, fair point, mate. Fair point. Skip it. We will get into the Piro Mecha debacle if DCL's out later on, pal. But yeah, great comment. Just want to flag this up again. So we are aiming for 100 likes today. 77 people currently in the building, 41 likes. Please smash us a like if you're watching. Really appreciate it on this Friday night. Right then, so let's get a little bit more lighthearted now. Let's get into my favourite part. Well, joint favourite part with Mr. Whitesnakes. But look at him ready to go. This is this week's Defeat the Ladder.
Hi guys, welcome to this week's Defeat. Right, this is how it's going down this week. If you don't know, I'll go over it again in 10 seconds. You can't get 2 questions wrong in a row. If you do, you're out. You've also got to get the last question right to defeat the ladder. That is the rules. Matty's best mate and my mate Priestley has put in a question in this quiz. And trust me, this quiz is hard, but it's never been this hard, right? So what I'm doing is I'm going to give the boys on 3 questions, they can request it to be multiple choice. I thought that was fair.
Okay.
It at least gives them, even if they have to make a guess, they've got a 25% chance of getting it, right? As always, they can ring the group chat. Let's get into it.
Oh, go on.
Boys, question 1. Who scored Leeds United? Oh, and can I say before I do this, this is airtight. Priestley has proofread this. So.
Oh, here we go. Come on.
Question 4. Who scored Leeds United's winning goal in the 1992 title clinching match against Sheffield United?
1992 title winning. Who jumps out to you, AG? I'll tell you who jumps out to me.
I think I don't know. Who jumps out to you?
Dean Wallace. Yeah. I always think, whenever I think of that, I always think of like Brian Dean. Always. I don't know why around that time. His first name that pops to me when I think of like early 90s. But I'll leave this one up to you. I'm not sure.
Well, Dean pops into my head. Dean was the first name that pops in my head against Sheffield United as well. But I'm not sure he was 92's the right year for Brian Dean.
I think so. I think it was right here. I think he'll be playing.
Oh, right. Well, Brian, no, don't. Is it? Oh, we'll go with it, but I don't think it's right.
I'm going to go Brian Dean.
Right, boys. One life remaining.
Oh my God. Oh no. What was it? Who was
The
it?
winning goal. The winning goal. This gives you an idea into what this quiz is like.
No,
Well, I've
The
just
winning
seen something.
goal.
I've seen something in chat. If that's right, then that's a joke.
The winning goal was an own goal by a
Oh,
guy called Brian Gale.
You absolute swine, mate. That's not fair. Because that
Listen, boys,
fucking hell.
this is why you've got those. Use your multiple choice if you don't know.
Well, we'll use it every question.
Fucking hell.
Right, boys. I've upgraded you to 5 multiple choice, so it's every other question if you want to use it.
Cheers,
Right.
Dave.
Question 2. Which goalkeeper kept a clean sheet in Leeds United's 1-0 win over AC Milan in the 2000-2001 Champions League group stage match?
This is
What?
brutal because I think if
Hang
you go
hang on.
multiple choice, you're gonna fuck us here, isn't it?
No, don't need multiple choice in this. What say it was the home or away, or did you not say that?
No.
What was the score?
Leeds
This one?
United's 1-0 win over AC Milan in the 2000-2001 Champions League group stage.
Did
Well,
we
it's either
score-
Martin or Robinson, isn't it?
Well, yeah, wasn't it 1-0 both? Was it 1-0 home and away? Oh, no, it's not. Bonus points. Well, I thought it was Robinson at home.
I think it's too early, Robinson. I think it might be year after. I don't know.
No,
It's one of them two. The thing is, if we do multiple choice, he's gonna put them both in there. Then it's end
Listen,
the game.
boys, at the end of the day, boys, the multiple choices are printed. I aren't changing them. What I'm saying to you is get it wrong. It's the earliest ever bailout on a beat the
Well, let's
ladder.
multiple choice it then, because otherwise,
Yeah, go multiple choice then.
Multiple choice is A. Paul Robinson, B. Nigel Martin,
You
C.
bastard.
Mark Beanie, or D. Scott Carson.
okay.
Right, I'm gonna too far.
Oh, boys, honestly, I really want you to get
Robinson.
this right.
Well,
Really want you to get this right.
I think Paul Robinson.
Yeah, we'll go with you, and it's your fault.
Well, if the quiz goes off in 2 questions, then I think it's Bossnass's fault.
Right, but guys, we'll see you next week on Beat the Ladder.
Are you joking? That's it.
It's done.
Put it Nigel Martin. I didn't even lock that in. I didn't lock it in. Oh my God, it was Nigel Martin. Oh my God. Wounded. As if we're done after 2 questions.
Do you want the last 8 questions to get like a score out of 10?
Yeah, yeah, do that. Yeah. We can't beat the ladder anymore, so it's a whole new thing.
Beat-
Hold on,
ladder,
let me have
please.
a look at chat as well. See who you keep going. Martin, easy. Robinson, Robbo. Faith in us, Liam. That didn't do no, mate. Paul Robinson. Robinson is correct to Sebastian. Fucking hell. You're all wrong. Robbo.
Well, listen,
Yeah.
Priestley's.
Are you even Leeds
Yeah,
fans?
Priestley's VAR'd it.
Fuming. I'm fucking raging with that. This is the most depressing show ever. Everyone, fuck the 100 likes. Don't matter. Give me 200 likes. It's not masking over this.
Oh,
I'm actually
okay, fine.
devastated.
Right. 3. Number 3. Which Leeds United player was sent off in the 2001 Champions League semi-final second leg against Valencia? I'm sweating now because there's so many Robinsons in that chat. Should we check it?
I don't know. I think you're right. Sent off.
Who was sent off in the 2001 Champions League semi-final second leg against Valencia?
Boya.
Yeah.
The only one I can remember getting red carded.
Boys, it was Alan Smith.
Oh, fuck off. I genuinely thought Boya, someone just said it. These are well hard.
Boys, was 0 for 3.
That's fine. We're flying through now.
Number 4.
This is the one. This is going to be
Look
it.
at that. Yes, VAR. Right, number 4. Who was Leeds United's record signing for a teenager in 1996, costing £2.8 million?
The record signing was Bowyer for a teenager, but it was kind of in 96, surely.
I think it was me. He was playing in.
He was a record. He was a record signing.
It was Boya. It'll bore you.
96.
Yeah, well, it'll bore you.
Looking at him?
Yep, locking it in.
Yeah, why not?
Right.
Correct.
Yay! Get up there, boys. Get up.
5. Which team did Leeds United defeat 3-0 in the 1999-2000 UEFA Cup quarter-final first leg?
3-0 UEFA Cup. What Anderlecht, will it know?
No.
I can't answer. I cannot tell you.
Can we have multiple choice? Can we have multiple
You
choice? Can
you
we have
weren't
multiple
locked
choice?
in.
Can we have multiple choice?
Yeah, all right, fair
Thanks,
enough.
Thanks.
I'm not. I wasn't sure multiple choice was coming into it since you absolutely bottled the ladder this week.
We need all the help we can get.
Right.
It's a tough one.
So, which team did Leeds United defeat 3-0 in the 1999-2000 UEFA Cup quarter-final first leg? Was it A, Spartak Moscow? Was it B, Roma? Was it C, Lokomotiv Moscow? Or was it D, Slavia Prague?
I'll go
Roma?
Locomotive.
No.
Okay. Oh,
I
God.
think Roma now you've said
Okay,
Roma.
well, me versus you then. Go on.
Roma.
AZ.
You looking at him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slavia Prague.
Oh, fuck's sake.
We both got it wrong separately.
Yes, Mr. Whitesnake. Thank you.
Oh, fucking hell.
Right,
This is
here we go,
fucking
boys.
bad this
You
week.
are 1 for 5, so you're on a whopping 20%.
We even had two answers that one.
6. And this is where it gets difficult, lads.
Yeah, well, this is where they will come good.
Right, here, boys.
Where we
Who
come alive.
scored the first goal in Leeds United's Sorry, I start again. Who scored the first goal in Leeds United's 2-0 top flight win over Liverpool in 1994?
Oh, my God.
No idea.
I was fucking 7. I didn't give a
I
shit.
would be like 4 or something then.
I was eating mud. I didn't care.
Yeah.
I was literally eating mud.
I was eating sand on beach, mate.
Licking
so give
bird
it
shit off
again.
a fence.
94. Shall I just say Brian Dean again? Even though apparently it wasn't there in 92.
Yeah, Brian Dean. Yeah,
Just say
You're perfect.
Brian Dean again.
Yeah,
Brian
that'd
Dean.
do. Yeah, Brian
Do
Dean,
you want
obviously.
All right, boys. Yeah, no, it was David Weatherall.
Oh,
I'm
so
never
close.
going to give that, mate.
Oh, I love
know,
David
boys.
Weatherall.
I know, boys. Look, and we moved Priestley's question, so you know
Yeah,
you could
we'll
have a
get that
chance of winning.
It's
Right.
brutal.
1 for 6.
Question 7. Which this one's good if you get the multiple choice. We'll give you the multiple choice.
Okay.
Which Leeds United player made over 700 appearances for the club between 1952 and 1973? 700 appearances, right? A. Billy Bremner, B. Jack Charlton, C. Norman Hunter, or D. Paul Reaney?
I think it'll be Jack. I
Well,
know
I
he
was
played. I'm
thinking-
sure he played 700. He played 700 games.
All right,
Jack.
we'll go with that.
Big,
I think it's
Big
really
Jack.
Correct.
Big Jack. Come on. I knew he'd played 7 somewhere. Easy that
Right.
one. I take that one.
We are 2 for 7, lads. So if we can get the next 3 right, then you've got half marks.
Just a quicker boss that before you go on, yeah. Obviously, as we say answer, they start flagging up from chat. Not many that one most people got, but not many people have got any of these right. The chat normally. Not many people have got these right. This is a toughie, this Bossnass.
You know what it is, right? As the beat the ladder questions get harder and harder, right, week in, week out. As soon as you get defeated, then we go back down a level. So it will be a bit easier next week.
Have we
Dumb it
been
down for us,
defeated
pal,
every
yeah.
single week?
You what?
I thought we were always defeated. Have
No,
we ever won?
No,
Yeah, we've
won
won it twice.
times.
Won it twice.
Oh, good. Oh, good. I was paying attention. Good. Well done, us.
Question 8. Who was Leeds United's manager immediately before Howard Wilkinson took charge in 1988?
Oh my God. I'm well bad at shit like this.
Immediately before Wilco, boys.
Could it have been a caretaker?
Well, that's something I can't tell you.
Immediately before. Immediately.
Right, multiple choice.
Yeah.
It won't help, but carry on.
Was it A, Eddie Gray? Was it B, Alan Clark? Was it C, Billy Bremner? Or was it D, Jimmy Armfield?
I were thinking Eddie Gray just because if he's knocking around building, they'll just play Eddie. Don't come in for a few weeks, but I could be well off with that.
No idea.
Eddie Gray.
Billy Bremner.
Oh, good old King Billy. Fair player. A lot of people's got that in chat, to be fair. A lot of yous. Yeah,
Right,
fair
lads.
player.
Priestley's question. Are you ready?
Oh, good. Yeah, are we?
Right, Priestley's question. And there isn't any. For Priestley's question,
That's quick. How do you spell it? Leads.
right. Priestley's question. Catch him on Real Talk with Priestley coming soon. Right. Who were Leeds United's first ever league opponents? Ever.
Oh my God, honestly, Priestley, get a life, mate.
Have you got
Get a
multiple
life,
choice?
lad. Not getting multiple choice on that,
multiple
Dan, no?
choice?
Yeah, all right, yeah, multiple choice, because that's brutal.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Was it A, Port Vale? Was it
Oh.
B? Was it B, Notts County? Was it C, Barnsley Reserves? Or was it D, Everton?
How would Barnsley Reserves be in there if it wasn't the answer?
You tell me, bro.
Like, why would Barnsley Reserves be there, Adam? I know Bossnass's head's like a box of frogs at times, but fucking Reserves of Barnsley. Where's he pulled that one from?
No, that's him all over. That is, we're having, not having that
reckon?
one. Yeah, we're not having it.
One.
I thought Notts County. That's see, no, Notts County's there for Bossnass because he's saying do Juventus. He's done that himself. So I think
Juve Slander. What's Juve Slander?
didn't Notts County or Juve the kit?
Oh yeah. Notts County. Yeah.
Oh, so, all right, there's nothing to do with that then. Juve slander.
Come on, pick one.
Port Vale, I think it is.
Port Vale. I'll go with you.
Yeah.
Right, boys. The answer would be the Barnsley Reserves in 1919.
I said it, didn't I?
It's too obvious though.
No, it's not too obvious. How's that too obvious?
Because
Barnsley
it's a double
Reserves.
bluff. It's a double bluff. It's not.
No,
even,
it's
actually,
not. Do you know
not
why
even
it's
a
not?
single bluff?
Do you know why it's not a bluff, Adam? Because it was the right fucking answer. So it wasn't a bluff. No, but it's a double bluff. No, it's not. It's a fucking doubly right answer. He did it. It's just the right answer. Oh God. Okay, let's see what people were saying. Yeah, a lot of people jumped straight out. Did Bielsa with Port Vale? That popped up straight away. And I'm thinking, is that right? But yeah, that's honestly that is a toughie. That if you haven't got multiple choice in there, that's a borderline just insanity. That one.
It's a tough
But
one.
yes,
Last question.
great.
Last question, lads. In what has been your worst ever performance? Just like you
I
know,
wouldn't-
you followed
I
up.
wouldn't say that.
You followed
You
up the
would, probably.
Brighton performance perfectly with this. Right. Number 10. Who was Leeds United's chairman when the club were relegated from the Premier League in 2004? Was it A,
Gerald
Peter
Krasner.
Ridsdale? Was it A, Peter Ridsdale? Was it B, Gerald Krasner? Was it C, David Hare? Or was it D, Ken Bates?
Gerald Krasner.
Oh,
Final answer.
All right.
you get it, yeah. Honestly, right, I'd have just gone straight out there and just said Ridsdale without even thinking about it, just because he's a twat and he's the reason we went down, really. But I wouldn't have thought about it. I'd have gone, but him, and yeah.
Right, boys. That is a 4 out of 10 for you boys this week.
Fuck's sake.
That's not
I'm
bad, is it?
I'm wounded with that. Absolutely.
And you have, sorry,
well,
boys, you have been defeated by the ladder.
Oh,
We have been defeated by the ladder. Here we go. Game over. Oh, mate. God, that's my favourite segment, and it were gone so it were done so quick.
I think we did well. I was happy.
That was like when you've been on a promise all week and it's over before you even get your kit off because she's fallen asleep.
Unlucky, mate.
That's exactly what I was like.
That's what it felt to me anyway. I'm absolutely gutted. That felt like when I was sat in Arsenal at half time and it was 3-0 down. I thought, yeah, what's point carrying on?
Do you know what it is? It's hard. It's an hard one to follow up because you had those 2 weeks where you was just pulling answers out left, right, and centre.
Yeah, but now it just looks like they were too easy. And I feel like his credit in bank's gone because maybe they were just too easy because clearly we just fucking dense.
Next week, you are looking for a bit for a bit of revenge against the ladder.
We are. Well, make sure Priestley's not contacted.
Oh, he gets one question. He gets one question a week because he VARs my questions.
Look at that. The performance in this quiz was quite similar to last Saturday's win, Brighton. Yeah, well, to be fair, you have yourself to blame. We do, Mr. Whitesnake. 20 questions. Wake it up.
Yeah, more questions. All we need.
Oh, sometimes you beat the ladder, sometimes you fail, and you bust your ass. Yeah, that's all right. Oh, I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Anyways, cheers for that, Bossnass. 52 likes, 67 currently watching. Please smash a like on the video. Much appreciated. And yeah, that's it for Defeat the Ladder for another week. Right then, lads, let's get into this week's Theo's Thoughts. Right at the very end, Jonah's got a little clip as well, which is yeah, well, it isn't awe, but yeah, watch it anyway. Yeah, quite funny. This week's Theo's Thoughts. This week's Theo's Thoughts. Where are we, mate?
Luke Academy.
What are you going to be up to?
Football.
Football. A bit wet though, shall we not bother?
I want to go.
So,
no one tells me that.
Last week's game against Brighton, you predicted 0-0 and it ended 3-0 to Brighton. We need to start winning games of football, don't we?
Yeah.
In Championship, playing against Luke Ayling again, aren't we?
Yeah.
So this week, mate, we're playing Nottingham Forest away. What do you reckon this score's going to be? What's it going to be this week?
I'm going to say... I have to say it.
What? Say what?
0-0.
Why do you always say 0-0?
I'm going to say 1-1 as well.
1-1,
I'm not really...
You think a draw?
Yeah.
I'd be happy with a draw.
Yeah.
I would be happy with a draw. We'll check in with you after Luke Ayling, Theo, okay?
Okay.
Player of the week, Theo Foster. Here he comes.
1 second. Ready, 3, 2, 1. Oh, look at that smile. Love that.
Cheers, guys. Thank you very much.
Cheers. Well done, son. What did you just get? Is that what?
Play of the week.
Get in.
It's going to be known on Sunday. That's the Theo's Thoughts.
What is it?
He said it's blue.
Is it a trumpet?
Yes, it's a trumpet. What's your video?
Please tell me you saw what was on the floor at the end of that video.
Think
No.
catch it.
You got to watch it again then. This week's Theo's Thoughts. Where are we, mate?
Luke Academy.
What are you going to be up to?
Football.
Football. A bit wet though, shall we not bother?
I want to go.
So,
no one tells me that.
Last week's game against Brighton, you predicted 0-0 and it ended 3-0 to Brighton. We need to start winning games of football, don't we?
Yeah.
In Championship, playing against Luke Ayling again, aren't we?
Yeah.
So this week, mate, we're playing Nottingham Forest away. What do you reckon this score's going to be? What's it going to be this week?
I'm going to say... I have to say it.
What? Say what?
0-0.
Why do you always say 0-0?
I'm going to say 1-1 as well.
1-1,
I'm not really...
You think a draw?
Yeah.
I'd be happy with a draw.
Yeah.
I would be happy with a draw. We'll check in with you after Luke Ayling, Theo, okay?
Okay.
Player of the week, Theo Foster. Here he comes.
1 second. Ready, 3, 2, 1. Oh, look at that smile. Love that.
Cheers, guys. Thank you very much.
Cheers. Well done, son. What did you just get? Is that what?
Play of the week.
Get in.
It's going to be known on Sunday. That's the Theo's Thoughts.
What is it?
He said it's blue.
Is it a trumpet?
Yes, it's a trumpet. What's your video?
Sorry for putting you through that again. I thought I could skip it when I started it. Yeah, so literally, someone had drawn a giant phallus on the 3G pitch into the sand, and he ran over and jumped on and said, "Mum, look, a trumpet! It's a trumpet!" So my first thing like, yeah, you can toot on that too. But I was like, oh my god, quick, got my phone out. What would it be? And then he went, it's a flute. I wanted to get worse. It's a trumpet. Yeah, just someone had drawn a giant phallus on pitch, which I just thought was absolutely hilarious, obviously. And my son thought it was a flute. So yeah, I just had to play that again. Sorry for that, guys. Oh, you a big phallus lover. Right then, anyways, moving on. Forrest versus Leeds preview for Sunday. I don't know where we go from that. The only way is up. Right, let's move on. Right then, so Sunday, 2 o'clock kickoff away on Forrest. Must win, must not lose. Let's just do us business and try and come away with something in our back pocket. I'd bite your hand off for a point now, boys. Like literally, no two ways about it. I don't like taking. I don't like shaking on my points total before a game, but I would bite your hand off for a point. A clean sheet, a 0-0, as my son predicts every week, wouldn't be a bad result for me. I'd actually take that to get that clean sheet, even if we don't score. If Calvert-Lewin's injured, which he may be, who knows what will happen? Well, we might score actually, but yeah, it's a toughie. I think on paper it looks, when you look at the table, they're down there, they're playing poor or have been poor. But look at their home form recently. They beat Porto 2-0. They got a decent result against Scum. Is the performances going to start turning for Forrest and turning into points? Because I don't think they're a bottom three side, Bossnass. So that does worry me. So while ever we can keep them below us, let's do that.
Yeah, I mean, it is going to be a difficult game. It's going to be going to the City ground. Everyone puts Sean Dyche into this box, and I'm guilty of it as well. I did it earlier. But he did come out in an interview not too long ago, and I can't remember. I think it might be with William Hill, and he was talking like tactics and formations and all this stuff, and like he has got it upstairs. It just depends whether he actually believes he's got the players to do it. And now he didn't really at Everton. He did for a short period with Burnley and got him into Europe, but he does. You could argue that he does now at Forest. I caught a bit of that Porto game just because I watch football like a maniac. But it was one of it. I think it might have even been. It was either the first or only second game in charge, and they did look a bit disjointed. But again, they still got a win. It was 2 penalties, but they still got the win. I don't expect an easy game. I don't think anybody should expect an easy game. And I think you've got to now start looking at the history of Leeds United away this year, and use that to temper your expectations. We went to Wolves and beat a dysfunctional Wolverhampton team. They look horrendous. Still do. So yeah, I mean, I will take anything, absolutely anything. But if we can't do what we did against Brighton. We can't sit that deep. We can't start that deep in our own half. So yeah, for me, go direct, and don't try and play pretty football against a team. Again, we're going to say this a lot this season, that do man for man have better players than us.
Yeah, too right, mate. They do. Do you take any positives out of the fact that they played last night in Austria?
I do. I do take positives in the fact that I think they've got about 7 players out. Ollie Einer, Chris Wood is not. He's a late fitness test. There's a few others. I can't really reel them off now, but I know they've got about 7, and I think 4 of them are definitely out, and about 3 of them are late fitness tests. But even with that, mate, they've got a real deep squad.
Yeah.
So it's going to be difficult, man. I just. The one thing that annoys me, and again, I don't want to turn this into a fire bashing, but he always talks about being brave. Well, let's see it then. Let's see this brave that you talk about so often, and not just go there in the hope. Because look, we don't score many goals, especially away from home. We had the Wolves game, and we scored 3, but that is it. That is it. Zip. No, nothing after that. And that's not a good look. So we need to change that up. I know DCL isn't involved. Is that such a bad thing? arguable. I mean, for his hold-up play and stuff like that, fine. But again, it's one of those things I'm sick of hearing. I think we need to stretch the pitch. We need to stretch the pitch. We need our wingers hugging touch lines just to create a little bit of space in the centre. Because if we play Tanaka and I think we should play Tanaka. If we play Tanaka in the middle of the field, he's a progressive passer. He can find gaps. He can find through balls on occasion, and he does progress the ball. So let's hug the touchline with our wingers, create a little bit of room in the middle of the park, and trust our players to do the business. Just trust them.
No, I agree with that. I agree. Matt Lee said here, no one has a good away form until you get to 7th. They all have one win. Yeah, I get this. I've seen this a few times on a few channels, and I do get that. So it makes our away form not look too bad. But what I'll say is, you look at Leeds United, regardless of other people having one win up, 7th and below, or up to 7th. Sorry, there's been performances there that have fallen below even our standards in some weeks. Brighton being one of them. Arsenal, there'll be teams go to Arsenal and get slapped up 5 and 6, I'm sure, this season. But there'll be some teams, poor sides, go there and get beat, not so convincingly. So it's how we set up, it's how we play to our strengths, regardless of how many wins away from home others have got. I sort of look at us and think there's been a couple of games that have fallen below our standards, and I think we can definitely improve on that. But this is a game, 100%, boss. That's what you're saying there, mate. I think we need to play to our strengths. We need to go for it. I don't want to, what I don't want to do, lads? I don't want to see Farker. I mean, I'm happy with a point. I don't want to set up and play like we're going for a point. Because if you do that, we saw that at Fulham. Something can go wrong. You can come out of there with nothing. So I really want to attack the game, regardless of who's available, who's not available. I think we're good enough to go there and put up a fight and attempt to win the game. But something has to change in front of goal, Adam, because currently, we concede a goal, we lose that game because we're not scoring away. Bar Wolves, we don't score away from home. So someone's got to give.
That's it, isn't it? Like, it's absolutely right. The way lots of away forms, lots of teams have poor away form, but we've got the worst goal difference and we've only scored in one game. And looking into Brighton, Brighton were in 2 places above us when we played them. And the problem is, if the indicator, if you take that in isolation, you just land on the planet and go, right, they're playing 2 teams above them. Oh, these guys must be 20th in the league then. Because we were so poor against a team that's quite far down the table. So, like, you've got to be better. Forrest are in disarray, like Bossnass says. Wood's out, I think. Calamando's a doubt. Hudson-Odoi's a doubt. Louise is out. Aina's out. Zinchenko's out. McAtee might be out. They've got a lot of injuries. Aina's a really good player, and they've got a lot of cover for him. If Hudson-Odoi is out, they've got some decent wingers still, but they're missing a lot of players. They are there to be got at. They're second bottom of the league. They're second bottom of the league, and they're in disarray in terms of the players they've got out and availability and how many games they're playing. Like Daesh has moaned about it today. So, like, yeah, we should be targeting at least a point in this game. We should be targeting. These are the sort of games you should be winning. Because they're the bottom of the form table, the second bottom of the league, one game all season. I know Daesh is a factor. I like Daesh. I think he's a good manager. He's a good manager for the Premier League, definitely. And he gets a tune-out team. He gets teams going. But they are stretched. They are really stretched, and they're there to be got at. So let's not sit in a low block. Let's get the ball forward quickly and get at them. Get people forward.
I think if Daesh is in charge of my club, I'm a bit underwhelmed. I'm a bit gutted. But I think when we're playing against him in this sort of game, it worries me. Do you know what I mean? Because I look at Daesh now. I always look at Daesh and think he gets a lot of stick. Nobody wants him to get that vacant job at their club, it seems. I don't know where that sort of come from, because for me, it probably does keep you up if you've got decent players as well. I don't think Forrest go down for me. But I think when we're playing him in this sort of game, is Farker going to get the soft underbelly that we saw at Brighton? Is he going to be able to light a fire in that and not just be a case of, there's a long way to go in the season. There's still 20 odd games, a point per game and all that, which we hear Farker talk about in the press conferences. The newly promoted side, these are an established Premier League side. I don't really want to hear any of that. At the minute, they're poorer than Leeds United as it stands by quite some distance. Players, manager, regardless, form, just similar to Brighton, like you said there, Adam. We shouldn't have gone to Brighton and been able to compete. Well, they'd won 3, drawn 3 and lost 3, so the form wasn't that good. Sometimes form is a factor. So this is a game where I look at and think, yeah, we're not scoring many goals. Farker has to find the right tools within his arsenal, what he's got, because can't speak about the side really till 1st of January. And he has to find a way in games like this, because let's be fair, there isn't many more sides we're playing in and around us. We played Wolves, played West Ham, played Burnley. Is this the last of, really? And So it's one of them where we need to attack this game and really go for it. It's not a must win, no, but it's a must give a fuck. Do you know? Like,
If we're staying up, 3 other teams got to go down.
yeah, exactly.
Man, like these guys have literally just gone to Old Trafford and they should have won the game. And then they followed it up by going into Europe and playing Sturm Graz and getting a 0-0 draw. Do you know, like they're not like this isn't the Nottingham Forest of 4 or 5 weeks ago. Like they're not going to be low on confidence now. Not after the recent results. I wouldn't have thought so. And if one thing Sean Dyche does, and I will give him his dues for one thing, he can unite a dressing room.
100%.
He can get a dressing room around him, scrapping for him, really scrapping for him. He's one of those old school managers in the sense, and people knock him for it tactically, and not being a modern thinker and stuff like that. But if one thing he has got, he will get every single ounce out of those players. Every single. He is the definition of substance over style. Style for him can go out the window. How it looks can go out the window. Points on the board. And I'll also say Nottingham Forest will be looking at this game to kickstart their season, to start their season, really, essentially. You know, because they're looking at Leeds United and looking at recent results, and they're going, look, we can, you know, as much as we're targeting Nottingham Forest and going, we need to win this game before we go on a real solid run. They'll be looking at this game saying, this is where we really kickstart our season. So, there's going to be absolutely no lack of effort from Nottingham Forest. So if we think we can go in there and roll them over just because the second bottom at league, we've got something else coming. We need to go in there with the right intensity levels. Hopefully, Farker's got a decent plan of how to win the game and put it right.
Yeah, hopefully. Paul Smith, can we start the Forest chat again? Say that they are really poor and we will win. Who needs this realism rubbish? Love that, Paul. Love that, Paul. I mean, if we're talking realism, yeah, I'm probably going to say we don't win the game, but I'm definitely going to tip us for a win. But yeah, I mean, I want to go on.
You can win that game. We can win that game. It's like like by saying that Nottingham Forest is going to be an hard game, and we might not get anything out of this game, but football isn't played on paper. You know, you get stats from games and stuff like this, but numbers are everything. Like every Premier League season, you will go and get points from places that you would never expect. Like you would never put money on. Like there will be games this season where, you know, us three will come on here and go, it's a real tall order. Things will happen where we'll go out and play our best game of the season, and everyone will be playing with. You know, these things will happen, but it's just one of those. It's just one of those where it's like I like to temper my own expectations. I do it personally. I like to take the tinted glasses off and look at it without any kind of bias. And yeah, I just think it's going to be a tough game, but it is one we can win. There is no denying that we can win this game. Yeah. No denying, but it will not be easy. And if we don't turn up, we'll get rolled over. Simple as that.
They're second bottom of the league. They've got 7 or 8 first team squad players out, 3 or 4 starters. They've got a new manager, hasn't won the league yet. It's like, you know, like this is the time to play them, isn't it? This is time to go there and try and win the game. Like, because every game's hard, but this is a game you've got to target. You've got to. They're second bottom. They won 1 game all season. Like, this is the game. This is it. This is the league. Yeah. This is what we're doing. Like, if we're going there expect to hold on for a draw, then fucking hell.
No, exactly. I think we should get your teams up on them and see what you think this week.
But I got bored of doing Fark. I got bored of Fark side, so I just went 3-5-2 again. It's kind of. Do you know what though? Personnel. It's not really about personnel this game for me, or really even structure necessarily. Well, sorry, structure yes, but they need to be aggressive. They need to be on the front foot. They need to be putting their foot where it hurts. Like when you're playing long balls DCL, the problem with Aronson, even that instance, well, second balls are really important, but you've got to battle for second balls. You've got to be physical for second balls. You've got to put your body where it hurts in second balls. Aronson hates that. He'll never put his foot in where it might hurt him. Ever. Like you watch him, he'll like all a bit half-hearted of everything, and that's the problem. So Aronson can't keep starting games of football, and we can't keep going to these away games with the same structure, the same ideas, and hoping something's going to change. If Forrest, Dyche can probably pick Fark's team today, and probably how we're going to play as well, and that's a big problem. Because it's fine if you're winning lots of games of football, it doesn't matter, but if you're not, it's a problem.
what are you thinking sidewise then? What's realistic? Because I know that's what you would like to see. DCL is potentially out.
Yeah, no, I know. I mean, I could.
I know this. I know this.
I know as well. Yeah, we all know.
Don't worry. I know this is what you'd like to see, regardless, and that's fine. But if DCL's out, would you still play that way yourself with Metcha, or do you think it's
Yeah, no, I would. This is exactly what I do. I think it gives you the options. I think while Nonto's not fit, James isn't match sharp to start for Fark, it seems. I've got to find a way to get Aronson out of the game, out of the team. You can't just keep putting him on the right midfield and hope something's going to happen. He did it one game and it was very good, but in general, I mean, look how solid that 6 looks. Rodon, Bijol, Strout, Longstaff, Ampadu, Stack. Look how solid that is. And you play 3 at the back, suddenly the rest of the defence those 3, Ampadu drops in. Longstaff and Stack can be released a little bit to get forward a little bit more as well, and they can suddenly one of them can get involved in the second balls as well. Stack could play very much closer to DCL. Okafor can be allowed to play as the most advanced player potentially and run in behind. He hasn't even got to drop in, drop wide or whatever. Get Bogle and Gudmundsson forward. Like there's loads of options with this sort of team and this sort of setup, I think. But again, you know, like when defending, might change to a 5-4-1 or whatever it may be. And so that's what happens a lot. Actually, formations aren't quite what they were because people change stuff. It's more about personnel and attitude and how we're set up and how aggressive we are. And that's a lot of what was wrong against Brighton. It needs to change.
Yeah, fair. Bossnass, looking at that, what would you change?
Honestly, this goes without saying, but goes without saying. You know, it'd be lovely to see something like that, but it's not going to happen. I wouldn't be dropping Tanaka. I would be dropping either one of Longstaff or Ampadu because I don't think they've been up to much recently. Just based on merit, I don't think you should get in the team if you've been dropping a couple of stinkers. I think Ampadu's been off it. I think Longstaff has had some wayward passing, so I'd keep Tanaka in there. Not only just for that, but for forward progressive passing to actually try and service our attacking players. Please, can we try and get some good quality balls into our attacking players? So Tanaka would stay in for me. I think it will be the 4-3-3. I think the only real thing that you're going to see is he going to put Strauch back in for Biol? I don't think he does because I think it just absolutely crushes Biol after 2 starts.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
I don't think he does it. So I think your backline stays the same. I think it's a 4-3-3. I don't think he drops Ampadu just because it's the captain. It's a bit of a statement to do it. So I think I wouldn't be surprised if it's Stack and Longstaff. Sorry, not Stack and Longstaff. Stack and Tanaka. I won't be surprised. But other than that,
either. But I'd be shocked for what I think should happen because I think Stack should come over, attack every single time. I think we need to play it direct. I think we need to play forceful football. I don't really understand. Tanaka doesn't bring the same things Stack. What I want my centre midfielders bring is what Stack offers more than what Tanaka offers. I think every time Tanaka plays is because Fark wants to retain the ball, and that's a problem for me. So I don't like when Tanaka starts. I think Fark's got the wrong idea. I know it's not what you're saying, Bossnass, but that's how I see it for Fark.
Yeah, and I think when it comes to that midfield 3, Bossnass, I get that. I think Ampadu's been below his level for the last couple of games. I think a couple of runners against Brighton were left by Ampadu, switched off. Definitely not been at it last couple of weeks. But for me, it's an Ampadu or Gruev conversation just by the way they played. I know that's an obvious thing to sort of say, but I don't see Ampadu coming out and a Tanaka coming in. It being a Tanaka, Longstaff and Stack. And the fact that Longstaff, like Sebastian says, is our set piece taker. And I think Ampadu being the captain. I know you shouldn't get picked for that, but Ampadu being the captain and being the best in that role, he's always going to be on the team sheet. Longstaff now is that good at set pieces. I think it'd be, and I know anybody should be able to hit it into the box. And we saw Stack do okay early on, but I think that Longstaff set pieces have been the most consistent. I know we speak about Rothwell last season, but I think Longstaff's been more consistent than Rothwell. A little bit off it last couple of games, like Leeds have been, but been pretty much the best we've seen in a long time. So I think he's probably a starter for that reason too. So I do think it's a conversation between Stack and Tanaka, and I think it comes down to, are we going to have possession today or not? And I think it goes into sort of leaning into that. That's how you choose. But whether he does that game by game, we don't see Farker do that much. He tends to just pick players that are doing all right, and it just stays the same if things are going well. But this season there'll be a lot of losses. There'll be a lot of poor performances where you maybe can switch a side up. And I agree with your Bossnass. I actually think if I were picking this side, I'd put Strout back in. I thought Biol did well against West Ham. I thought Aronson did well against West Ham. There were many that did. But I think against Brighton, I'm not saying it being any different. It felt weird against Brighton, taking Strauch out when he's the most natural passer of the ball, if you're going to play that way, which we decided to play that way, which were bizarre. I don't think we play that way against Forrest. I think we go long. But I'd bring Strauch in. But I definitely think Biol won't come out for that reason, because I think it's very crushing and highlights him as the problem against Brighton, when it probably won't. It will probably more an Ampadu or a midfielder not tracking his run, Bossnass. But I think my team would be Perry, Strauch, Rodon, Bogle, Goodmanson, and I'd actually switch it. I'd totally flip this on its head, and I'd go back to a 4-2-3-1 for this game with Pirro up top if DCL's not available. Yeah. And I'd have Aronson in 10 because it's familiar. We ain't got no one else.
My God, what is happening?
We've got nobody else to play in the 10 if DCL's out. And I would go Dan James on right, Okafor on left, Aronson in 10 and Pirro. Do you know why? Because there's every chance we don't win this game anyway. The formation's familiar to Farke. It's familiar to a lot of them players. We played good stuff last season in that formation. It's what Farke adopts, in his career, that formation. I'd go for that personally if DCL's out. If not, we go again as we are and hope that it clicks and we get that away goal. But yeah, I think we're not scoring away from home. If DCL's out, let's mix it up, go 4-2-3-1. Get your best goal scorer, your best finisher on the pitch in a system that brought the best out of him last season. A bit of a wild one, I know, boys, but that's what I'd do for this one if there's no DCL. It all hinges on DCL. It feels like with Leeds United at the minute, everything hinges on a striker that can't score goals, but the whole system is determined by that one player. Just sorry for waffling on. Take the floor.
I have nothing to say.
Yeah, I get it. I actually said keep Ampadu in, but for me, I would sacrifice either. Longstaff probably keep him in for the set pieces. That was a good point by somebody in the comments, which kind of. But yeah, then I keep Tanaka in over Stack then, and I know me and Adam disagree on this, but for me, you can't just have if we have wave after wave after wave after wave of Nottingham Forest attacks, we'll lose the game. If we can't hold the ball and settle ourselves into a midfield battle because it's just bouncing off us and coming back, bouncing off us and coming back, I can't live with that. I'd rather lose a bit of physicality to keep a ball carrier.
The thing is, for me though, I don't think Tanaka's kept the ball well himself either. The last few games, I think he's been put under pressure a few times. I think he's been muscled off it. But Longstaff, set pieces aside, he'll play every game because he's probably our main leader on the pitch. I think he's the one talking to the ref. I think he's the one talking to the opposition. I think he's one managing the team a lot of time. I think he's the one having a go at our own players. I think he's our main leader on the pitch now, Longstaff. Even though
he's his best defensive midfielder as well in terms of stats, and he's created a lot of big chances. Adam, he's probably the midfielder that's done both sides of the game the most consistently this season.
I think as well, the idea of bringing a 10 in to some description, you call Aronson a 10, and the two in midfield is really dodgy because I think they got so used to this solid 3 in there, taking one of them out and away from home. I just think we'll be so leaky. I think we saw against Brighton. As soon as we went 2 in there, Longstaff come off and we had Stack and Ampadu and Aronson in 10. I think it looks so hollow in midfield they could run through us. I don't think we can go back to that. We certainly can't go back to Pirro up top by himself. Pirro up top and second striker in this formation works, but Okafor's got to play, obviously. You could do Okafor and Pirro. Okafor, but neither of those are going to hold it up. You're right. I know you're looking for solutions that are maybe not there with his squad. So then you're talking about all different sorts of formations. But for DCL, so you go Nemecha, but Nemecha doesn't run in behind very well, doesn't run the channels very well. But I think Nemecha, actually, last few games, I think he's lost some weight. I think he looks a little bit fitter. So I think maybe we'll see a different version of him that's slightly better than we had earlier in the season. But I agree. There's no great solutions, but I don't think we can quite rip it up to that extent. Could the 3 in midfield go?
Does anybody see any danger of playing a 4-1-4-1?
No, I agree. I think we've seen that in some setups as well, actually, this season even.
Ampadu in the one, obviously. Yeah.
I think who would your 4 attackers? Sorry, who would your 4 attacking midfielders be? Or midfielders?
No, I'd play a 4-1-4-1 flat. So I'd have Bogle, Rodon, Biol, Goodmanson, and then I would have a flat 4 in midfield. I ain't quite figured that out yet, and then just a striker up top. So you 4, and then you'd have Ampadu, and then 4 more midfielders, and then a striker.
Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing wrong. I think the thing is as well, we talk about formations, and everything. You talk about like, so let's go back to Bielsa. Like in theory, he wasn't playing the formation too dissimilar to what Fark was in the Championship, but Click was just released to link everything together. And it was just completely different because players were released to do different things. So formation, because you have obviously rest defense, and you have when you got the ball as well, and you have when you're in a low block or a mid block or a high block. So teams look very different during different passages of the game. So it's more about personnel and trying to make it work. And it's more about having an idea of how you're trying to actually score goals. How are you trying to get the ball forward? You're trying to get the ball forward quickly. And it hasn't got to be really long balls. You can play direct, you can play vertical, you can play 20 yards. You haven't got to kick 60 yards every time, but you can have intent on what you're doing. You got to take some risks to do some. To have intent, you got to take some risks. So for me, it's more about the psychology and how we set up and how aggressive we are. And we just got to stop being so scared. Stop setting up so making
he can only do this for so long, can't he? Without getting goals away before he has to consider putting two up top. He has to consider it at some point.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Stack in his best position, Ampadu ain't at it, but he's a teacher's pet. I urge everyone to watch him closely. He's way off it. Last couple of games he has been. Stack in the 6. I mean, like I say, Ampadu's not coming out, but you said that a few times, haven't you? You'd like to see him in there, wouldn't you? But
I've got no problem with Stack in the 6. He's not a great first receiver, but actually, Ampadu sometimes. What happens in the 4-3-3? He's not always first receiver. The outside midfielder drops in. So Tanaka drops in quite a lot to be first receiver, actually. Ampadu in general isn't the first receiver a lot of the time as well. So, and I think Stack's not great at that, but clearing things up second ball, Stack's phenomenal. Physically in there, he'd be a beast.
All right then, guys. 81 currently watching. Thanks so much. 69 likes. Oof. Let's move on from 69. Let's keep them coming. Let's keep them coming. Try to get to that's not bad. Try to get 100 tonight. But yeah, 81. Please smash a like if you haven't done already. 11:15 on your Friday night and watching us. But yeah, thanks so much for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Ampadu was incredibly late. Honestly, Sean, he's just not your guy, is he? He's just not your guy. But yeah, we'll move away from the game then. But before we do, score predictions. If I'm being totally honest, I'm nervous about this one. Go on, Bossnass.
Be careful, right? Do this properly because I think, and I'm asking the chat, should we do score prediction league table so that we keep things properly? You know, because the competitiveness will come in, and then we're not crowd pleasing. I'm not saying anybody does that, but if it's competitive, there'll be no crowd pleasing.
Oh, Adam, can you imagine having a table for predictions again, mate? Oh, he's froze. He's gone.
It's done him in.
Tell the butler to turn the Wi-Fi off and back on. Off and on. Butler. Jeeves. Jeeves.
I'm back.
Oh, sound.
I'm back. Don't panic.
Thanks, Jeeves. Oh, honestly, I didn't know what was going to happen. Honestly, I almost like shit myself and think, oh, how does this carry on? Like,
what happened last week?
You were freaking me out, mate, because you were literally just like this. You were really
well.
Really,
that's
really
yeah. I was just that was the Aronson Perot thing. Threw me off. I was disliking. I was in here disliking it and chat.
Right then, let's get your score predictions in. Adam, I'm going to come to you first. AG, come on.
Did you do that while I wasn't here?
Oh, I didn't.
2-1 Forrest.
Oh my god, it's going to be ultra negative.
I've given up.
Bossnass.
1-0 Forrest.
Oh, piss off. 8-0 Leeds. I'm going to go. I'll be happy with 1-1. I'm going to go 2-1 Leeds. I'm going to go 2-1. Here's a positivity chat. 79 people in the chat. Come on. Smash it a like. 2-1 Leeds in the 2026 fixture when we're still in the Premier League. We'll lose 2-0 on Sunday.
Who's your goal scorers, mate?
Now, goal scorers, Rodon and Okafor. And they're a good shout. They're a good shout.
That is a good shout. Seeing as you got Aronson and Perot up front as well. That's pick up 2 other players.
Yeah, I'm going to go Okafor and Rodon. I think Rodon will step off. I think Rodon will have a great game. I really do. I think he'll stand up and be counted. But yeah, a lot of people. Look at that. Devo 3-1 Fark. Yeah, it's a bit of a 0-0 Theo hit on the. To be fair, 0-0, I would bite your hand off. Be nice to keep a clean sheet, boys. Even though the worry you're not scoring away would continue, it would be nice to keep a clean sheet because they have really dried up. Lose 3 goals to 1. There's a lot of people.
That scares me more than anything. I think Fark might go there for the 0-0, and I think we'll end up getting beaten comfortably if he does.
I'm not sure on this one. I was absolutely nailed. I was nailed on with West Ham. We'd beat them. I was nailed on with Brighton that they'd beat us. I am confident this week.
Straight down middle.
Yeah, I think it could be a draw, or one team's going to scrape it, but I don't think it'll be a classic.
Do you think it'll be a bit of a drab game, Bossnass? Do you think it'll be not one for the neutrals? If you don't,
it'll be a lot of long. It'll be a lot of long.
Yeah.
I don't know what Dyche's plan is. I don't know if he thinks he's got the players to play tidy football. So I'm thinking he'll be desperate to prove people wrong about his management style. But with maybe all those injuries, I'd maybe expect him to go back to type and just play direct, a lot of long throws, a lot of corners when they get them, and try and bypass the midfield as much as possible. But I'm not sure. This is why I'm saying I'm not sure on the prediction. I'm not sure what we're going to see.
2-1's what you're going to see. Anyways, moving on to something a little bit more positive. A lot of people's favourite time of the show, Mr. Whitesnake, his poem all the way from New Zealand. What have you got for us this week, Mr. Whitesnake? Let's have a look.
Mr. Whitesnake writes, poetry from New Zealand.
I've heard the old man's stories of Reevy's golden days, when sweat and pride were everything, in 1,000 different ways. But time moves on so swiftly, and nothing stays the same. The fire that burned within their hearts now just flickers in the game. The game has changed its meaning, the loss is turned to blame. One bad pass, one missed shot, the anger stakes its claim. I've reached for kindred spirits, for someone who still knows that losing isn't dying, it's just the way the story goes. Hope still wears our colours, and pride still fills the air. If we can find that heart again, the old ways will live there. Well, that was short and sweet. That's the way I like it.
Mr. Whitesnake writes, poetry from New Zealand.
Brilliant as always, Stevie boy. Brilliant as always. Oh, to say that, Bossnass, I know you're a massive fan of his poem.
Yeah, man, really I loved it. I like the setting. It looked like he was in Middle Earth, didn't it? It looked like he was in the Shire. That's where it was filmed as well, wasn't it? Lord of the Rings, New Zealand. I'm sure it was filmed there.
I think it was actually.
Stevie,
it will not be fair. Brilliant, Mr. Whitesnake. Get Whitesnake in the dressing room. Yeah, to be fair, yeah, too right. I know he's a positive guy, but he don't take no shit either. There might be a couple of boots flying around if he's not too happy with performance. The Mr. Whitesnake getting his summer tan. Way to go, Mr. Whitesnake. Yeah, we love you on here, mate. We really do. We love you on this channel. Love you in the chat. In the Shires near my gaff, lol. In the Shires near my gaff? In Ireland? There you go.
No, because hobbits are short.
Moving swiftly on. Oh, my word. Let's get into this week's Star Chat. Class. Absolutely love this, lads. Right. Let's have a look. Do you lads think 36 points will be enough this season or more like 42, says Brett? It was a Sunderland fan, by the way. Thanks for watching, buddy. Appreciate it.
I think it needs more. I think it needs more than 36. I think there will be a lot of. I think there's Wolves aside. I think teams are going to pick up points.
Yeah, I think so too. I think I said high 30s. Is 36 classed as high 30s? I think it's maybe a couple of points shy. I wouldn't. If you told me you can have 36 now, risk it. I'd say no. I think we need at least 38, lads. A couple more than that.
Yeah, I was thinking 39.
I think that would keep you up, but only just. I think somebody goes down with 36. If I'm honest, that's where I'm at with it. That's where I'm at with it.
Wolves should fall short of that. Definitely. Burnley shouldn't get 40 points. They shouldn't do. If Burnley get 40 points, we're in massive trouble. Yeah. And then you find another team not to get 40 points. That's why it'd be quite nice to beat Forrest this week and keep them on 6 points. And what would be maybe
on 14 if we won. Yeah.
14, yeah.
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 Yeah. No, 100%. I agree. I honestly think Wolves might be low 20s, if that.
Oh, yeah, but they was like this last year, weren't they?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah.
I think, you know what worries me about the whole points total? It's hard to predict the bottom three at the minute, because if you had to predict the bottom three, Leeds are probably in 18th. You know, when you look at it, because I don't think West Ham do, I don't think Forrest do. But I know we're in a predicted table. I thought we'd be 15, 14, thought we'd be a bit higher. But right now, a little bit nervy. West Ham have changed the manager. Forrest have done it. Wolves have just done it again. And then let's be fair, lads, they're going to spend in Jan. That's where I am. They will spend in Jan.
So will we.
Really?
I don't know, hopefully. If someone offered you 42 points now, would you take it?
42? Yeah, of course I bloody would, mate. Yeah. That's it. I take 39. I go with Boss. I take 39 now.
You take 39 now.
I take 39 now. I think 39 keeps you up. I do.
I think 39 keeps you up.
I do. He said his presser today, didn't he? 9 wins. I'm not sure if it was 9 wins from now or 9. Is it 9? I read it as 9 wins full stop, and I didn't think that's nowhere near enough.
He said 9 wins from the start of the season. 9 wins.
He did. Do you know what annoys me though, lads? He also said 90 points when we're in Championship, and that didn't get us up. Remember that? There were 90 points, and he also said a goal tally. You get this amount of goals, and we fell short.
I think a lot of Fox says in press conferences is about the story narrative, where how you want to say it, around him. I think it's a lot of it's to look after him and and make sure the expectation around him winning games of football isn't huge. I think that's a lot of what he says.
Really?
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that press conference because this stream will go into a nosedive.
Well, we're gonna have to talk of Farker at some point, mate. So let's move on till we get a question about Farker. But yeah, high 30s. We're saying out of Bossnass, high 30s.
Yeah, 39 would be nice. 39 would be comfortable. Not comfortable, but I just don't see 3 teams getting 39.
I wouldn't take 39 now. I'd be nervous about 39. Don't know why.
Liam Moore said this. Liam Moore said, it boils my piss. It's people's excuses. We never win at the Amex anyway. These aren't the games we are meant to win. They are streets ahead. Let's just forfeit the game then on that basis. FFS. I sort of agree with this. The whole, what is it, gimmies, you're not going to win this. It's a free hit and all that. There's some truth to it, but and I don't want to keep harping on to Sunderland because there's other examples, but that's the most really going to Chelsea and winning. I don't feel, lads, at the minute like we could go to Chelsea and win. I hope they're wrong. Bossnass, you said tonight already, there'll be a game like that. There'll be games like that. I hope you're right. But we do have to have that mentality. I think as a maybe not as a fan base, but as a club that we can go to an Amex and when we can go to London and win. Do you know, we can go to Forrest and score a goal, which we're not doing recently. You know, these things as a club and as a team and as a management, they need to solve what's going on away from home, especially. And these games can't just be thrown against the wall, can they? Because if you go off that basis, Bossnass, there's only 3 or 4 teams we can win then, isn't there? You know?
You can't be getting on the bus already beaten. You can't do that. The thing is that obviously players are people and they're not dumb as well. Do you know? They all know. In their group WhatsApp, they'll be all talking, you know, with like another game away, another game without any goals, all this and that. So it like even in their subconscious, it'll be playing on their minds. But if you're getting on the bus thinking that you ain't got a chance, then you're already beaten. The thing is, the manager has got to inspire you to believe in him that he has the right plan. That if you do your job and execute it to your top of your ability, he's got the plan which will pull you through and get you something out of the game. Now, I don't know, you know, I expect them to still believe in that at this stage of the season. How long that continues, I do not know. Usually you can visibly see that on the pitch when players no longer believe in the system. I still believe at this minute they still believe in what he's trying to do, but that will only last so long. Not at home, because at home it you know, you always feel like Leeds are in with a chance of winning the game, but it has been trending that away from home. And you know, we're conceding a lot of goals in the first half as well. Like we're not keeping ourselves with a clean sheet going into the second half very often away from home. So that's something that's got to change. And you've got to kind of err on the side of, if we do our jobs right today, we give ourselves the chance of picking up a point, and if we're lucky and we get the rub of the green, we can come away with 3. It's when you start getting on the bus thinking that you're already beaten and it's hopeless because you're being set up wrong, that's when you get major problems. But you usually see that. That's usually very evident. So I don't think we're at that stage yet, but I think we are getting to the stage where he's going to have to at least try some different things, even if it's off the bench or changing a shape late in the game just to see how it looks. But yeah, if that answers that question.
I want to add them now.
If I was in the Leeds team and I sat in the tactics meeting on a Friday, went through it and said who's starting, how we're trying to achieve a victory, etc. And I thought we're trying to keep the ball at the back. We've got Perry who can't play isn't very good at passing the ball short, and Bijol starting over Struck, who is a bit cumbersome on the ball. And I'd look at that and go, like Bossnass said, if we execute this plan perfectly, we still lose this game of football. And I'd go, okay, so I execute my part perfectly, because I know Aronson's not going to sprint down the wing and swing a ball in, because Aronson can't beat a man. Okafor, he's been all right, he's done pretty well, very good talented player, but he's isolated all the time. DCL lives his life isolated. Tanaka's bit off it at the moment. Amplu's and none of it really added up. So I'd have big problems as a player at Leeds United. Some of the games I've seen, like Boss said earlier about him not learning, I saw the Arsenal game again, and if I was Ampli, I'd be going. I would before the Arsenal game, I'd go, "What the hell's the plan here, boss? Like, how are we trying to win this game of football against one of the best teams in the world? Pressing and everything we're trying to do, and how we're trying to counter them is what they want us to do. How are we trying to, and then to do it again in a second game of football is beyond naive."
Yeah, not fair. Right, moving on. Neil Cheeseman earlier says, how come Pirro can't get near the team? I think the obvious point that is, I think the way we're setting up, it doesn't suit the system, what we're playing. We need him to be a big target man. We need to go long at times. We have gone long and it's been successful for us. What I'll say is, I think that it's evident that he's not a starter now based on that, lads. But do you feel for Pirro a little bit that he isn't getting any minutes? I mean,
it's not good enough, mate. It's not good enough.
Even when we're trailing in the game, Bossnass, and he's still not coming on.
Right, because this is my problem with it. Because we knew quite early on, well, unless there was a massive disaster, that we were going to get promoted last season, right? So you've had all summer. They've obviously put a plan together, a detailed one, because they've gone for like the same kind of profile physically, over 6 foot, this and the other, physically, impressive people, right? He knew that he was setting up in a 4-3-3. He knew the type of football that he was going to be playing. All right, like this was all planned, and if it wasn't, then he shouldn't have got even to the start of the season. My problem with this is that Joel Peru never had a part to play in this team. Not at the beginning of the season, not in the middle of the season, not towards the end of the season, because that is not the type of football. This is not the style of football that Farke's wanting to play. That player should have been let go in the summer for good money, being the Championship's top goal scorer the season before, which would have commanded a decent amount of money that we could have reinvested to have a legitimate second choice striker coming off that bench, if not some, DCL playing off the bench. It's not good enough. That it just highlights how poorly the execution was of the summer window. It just blows my mind.
Is he not our plan B though, Bossnass? Is he not our plan B? Having a player that's totally different to DCL?
How the guy literally has how many goals he scored in 8 games? 1.
Oh,
if that's your plan B, it's not a very good plan B because he's not even seeing any minutes.
No, he's not seeing no minutes. No, I mean he hasn't played 8 games, has he? He's played next to no minutes really.
No, I'm on about DCL.
DCL.
DCL's in the team.
Yeah,
he's not scoring goals, right? If that's your plan B, if you're going to service a player like Joe Peru, first thing you have to do is change the shape and make a couple of substitutions to allow that shape to work, and then you have to get him on the pitch. I haven't seen it.
And the problem is, if he's plan B, you've got to set up in a way that's going to give him chances, and we can't. So there's no plan B. He'll get on the pitch and he'd be carried because we can't set him up because we don't know how to. We don't build the side up. That I think maybe no games we've had a consistent 5-10 minute pressure where we've actually pinned the team back. I'm not seeing anyone forming a low block against us at all. So we've not pinned any team back. The problem, and there's bosses to go back to the recruitment then. So there's problems because we didn't manage to sell one player of summer, which I think was all about poor planning because Farke said, I didn't want to let anyone go. Well, that's just stupid. That's really stupid because so then you should be trying to sell Perot. So you can't sell him because you're not competent enough at your job. You haven't got the contacts in terms of agents in other clubs. or you want to keep him. And it's clear we wanted to keep him. And you say, then it's not a joined up plan, is it? Because actually in a 4-3-3, he doesn't form anything. He doesn't bring anything to a 4-3-3. And probably, there's very few formations Perot can play in the Premier League, in any team.
At the end of the day, if you can't sell the Championship's top goal scorer directly after he's just done it in that Championship season, getting over 100 points, then sack the recruitment team, sack the people doing the business.
I don't think they ever wanted to, though, Bossnass. I don't
That's
think they
the
ever
problem.
wanted to sell him.
That's
They
the
never
problem.
wanted to sell him.
Highlights the issue. That highlights the issue.
Yeah, absolutely.
You've got you've got this big kind of player that's just done wonders in the Championship. That's going to command a lot of money, right? You're talking constantly hearing we're going to spend up to the cap, or we don't have any money left. But you're keeping a player that you're not going to use because your system doesn't allow it. You're too stubborn to change the system. You won't play a 4-2-3-1 in the last 20 minutes of game, even if we are 1-0 down, 2-0 down, even though we're not scoring goals, even though we don't look like we're going to score a goal. We're not pressing from the front. We're allowing defenders to have 25, 30 seconds on the ball just to pass it in between themselves when we're chasing the game. Except, yet again, we still won't change it. We still will stick to our guns and go, no, this is the way we play. This is our DNA. It's not good enough.
Can I just say that? Sorry, Bossnass. Can I say as well? The funny thing about the funny thing about the PSR stuff and up to the limit is so that they're because it's moving right all the time. If every place you finish higher in the Premier League, you get an extra £3 million. So Sunderland managed to finish 11 places or 8 places above 17th. They get a lot more. They get like 24 million more pounds, and then that pays for 3-4 more players. So by saying your PSR limit, what you're doing, you're aiming for the 17th. So it's like a fulfilling story. You're painting the picture yourself because you're aiming for 17th. You don't buy players because you're aiming for 17th. Isn't that mental in itself? When you say with PSR limit, because you're aiming for 17th, whereas if you can go 3-4 place higher, you can buy an extra player, but you can't do that because you're aiming for 17th.
Yeah, but the thing is, you get 18 million for Pirro, which you could have comfortably got off a promotion chasing team, right? And then you amortize that over 4 or 5 years, right? I mean, I'm not amazing at maths, but if you did it over 5 years, what does that? What's 5 times 18? Someone do it for me. I'm in my flow. I can't help it. It's a lot.
That's you've got that wrong way. That's the wrong way around. But it's
that's the wrong way around. People don't listen to me.
Priestley, give him a bell, he'll tell you.
Anyway, what I'm saying is that I just don't get the because what did they tell Pirro? What did they tell him at the beginning of the season? I don't think it will have been, oh, you're going to be trying to scrape a couple of minutes here and there, because at the end of the day, your link-up play and your hold-up play ain't good enough.
No.
If we played a system to suit, Pirro, is he good enough? Are you saying he ain't good enough? You think he could do it if we? I know what you're saying. He ain't going to play because Farke changed the system to get him in, and he can't just put him up there in a 4-3-3 on his own because it won't work. But if they played 2 up top or a 4-2-3-1 and incorporated his to suit his style, you think he'd be a decent option, Bossnass?
He's never going to set the Premier League on fire, but like at the end of the day, I think he gets you over the line in quite a lot of games, because we saw it in the Championship. Like he can get balls through gaps. Like he'll put it in between two players. They'll get like nutmeg goals. The thing is with Perot, he's a shooter. Like he's not safety first.
We haven't got many of them, Bossnass.
He don't think that way. To him, it's get the ball, shoot the ball, and we don't have enough of that. And do you know what I mean? This is why we don't get that many deflected goals and stuff like this, because a lot of the time it looks like we're trying to walk the ball in, and then we play teams and it'll bounce off someone's ankle and go in the other top corner, and we'll go, this isn't fair, this isn't fair. We're not trying that. We're not doing that.
No, I agree with that, mate. 100%.
Just quickly, did I explain my rant very well? My self-fulfilling prophecy of 17th. Did you both get that? Did you understand what I was saying? Yeah, okay, fine.
I did, yeah. And Liam Moore said, why would we be aiming for 17th? It's like aiming for Kerry Katona when you should be aiming for Frankie Bridge. I like that. Oh, that's funny. That tickled me, mate. That tickled me.
Oh, boys, I feel like I've ranted out.
Yeah, well, a little bit more to come yet. So Liam Moore put this on earlier. So 93 games. So I can't disagree with a stat because it is what it is. But I don't like throwing all Farker's Premier League games into one box and slating him for it, because 93 games at the top flight, Premier League and Bundesliga, 20 wins, 20 draws, 53 losses, 4 away wins in 47. That is appalling away from home. That's obviously, there's a pattern to that. Something he needs to rectify, because you need to be doing better than that. It's not a Prem manager at all, but I think when you look at Prem, and the whole knock back to Norwich and all that shit, whether he was backed or not, he could have been backed at Norwich and given 50, 60, 70 million. They still have got a ceiling to what Norwich are, and they are going to be a yo-yo club in around that time. They're one of the best in the Championship. So I don't think you can knock him too much for the Norwich. So I don't like putting all that together, Bossnass, personally. Is he a Prem manager? Maybe. And if he is, this is his level, in and around relegation zone.
I don't know. It's difficult to say because it's a lot of what ifs and whereabouts, isn't it? Like, I don't know. It's like you can say that Norwich with a glass ceiling. Look where Brentford are, bro. Look what Brighton are doing. You know, like this. I think the glass ceiling when it comes to like a club. Now, there is one in the terms of like, but it's very hard for like a non-established top 6 team to get Champions League. But to establish yourselves in the Premier League, I don't think there's a glass ceiling there anymore. Look what Sunderland are doing this year. It's all about getting your recruitment right and getting the right manager in.
But that's the point, isn't it? That's exactly, because in the summer, like I said, in the summer, I think there's 50 better managers we could have got, and I would have gone and done it. I just would have gone and done it. Because I think, why not try and improve everything? And then I would have worked with that manager, those coach staff to put the squad together. But then he has built a squad with Evans and Underwood and gone, right, big guys, we need to do this. And then he's trying to pass it around the back. And then if I'm Robbie Evans, I'm going down there going, Daniel, we had a discussion. We built a whole squad and spent £100 million on it. Why don't we try and play to their strengths? Like, what's the idea here? And if he goes, I'm going to do what I want, go, well, no, you're not going to do that here, mate. Like, this is it. If anyone works for me and does this, like if we've agreed saying we agree how we're going to work, and I invested money into a camera or a kit, whatever it may be. That's right, I make porn. I don't make porn. Then it's I make commercial video, right?
Oh, God,
then I would sit down and go, and they take another camera or do it differently or shoot something different. I'd go, what are you doing? Like, I wouldn't just go, you're sacked or not sacked. I go, look, this is what we agreed. I'm your boss. This is how we agreed how you're going to do. You're going to manage this shoot. So why are you not doing it? And if they don't go to our answers, then they don't work there.
Everyone's had a boss like you, bro. Like, honestly, I can just feel that boss vibe. I've had a couple of bosses like you, mate. I couldn't work for you. You do me head in.
The best boss. That's what it is.
That's why you call Bossnass.
I pay him some months.
I don't know, boys. We always used to say, like, it's a bit of a difficult one, because when Bielsa was saying, right, we've got plan A, and what's plan? Well, we don't have a plan B. Let's do plan A better. And everyone used to kind of rally around that. It's because for the longest time, before it didn't work, it worked, right? And then when it stopped working and we were getting slapped up, it was, he needs a plan B, and he got sacked essentially because he didn't have a plan B and he'd been figured out. So, as far as like Farker's concerned, yes, I would like to see a plan B, and I don't think he's a terrible manager.
No, of course he's not.
I don't think he's a great manager. I think he's mid. Just real like middle of the road manager. And I think in the Premier League, the highest grossing financial league in the world, like every team is looking for that great manager. So, and most teams have a very good manager. So,
is he a Premier League manager? Are Leeds United a Premier League team? About on par, really, aren't they? Premier League club, Premier League team, about the same. So that's how I sort of feel on that. I want to keep going on that, but I just want to bring this up now. Tan, why are Leeds fans obsessed with Sunderland dropping down? All I'll say on this one, Tan, is you won't find a Leeds supporter watching the Sunderland channel, pal. Thank you for being here. It's great crack. We're not obsessed. It's just a discussion point. You've had your fun. You're going to drop down. It's a fact. It's banter. We chat about it. But you won't find us watching the Sunderland channel. And my mate Wayne is... Maybe I will now and again because I love Wayne, but we're in... You know what I mean? But you won't find Bossnass watching. You won't find AG watching.
You're praising Sunderland.
You're praising them. But I think they'll drop down. You're not going to finish fourth, are you? Fifth. Fucking
They
hell.
got the recruitment right and they got the manager right and they're reaping the benefits. I was praising Sunderland.
Oh no, it's just saying, why do we think they'll fall down because you're not going to finish in Europe? Like that's just, I think that's factual, to be fair, and it's not, but it is. So there you go. Anyways, right, I want to get back to the Farke, right, because I've had a chat with you boys. I did a video the other day about the whole Farke inners and Farke outers and why you can't just be a normal person with an opinion, why you've got to be in one of these camps. It just feels like you've got to be in. I don't know if any of us are in either of these camps, to be fair. I think we're all very much, we're doing okay. It pisses us off from time to time. So does the wife. Guess what? I'm still with her. These things happen. Look at me. Your missus still away, Adam. She's back now. But yeah, it's one of them where I don't think you need to put yourself in one of these camps. And Bossnass, you've had a bit of a chat with me about this week, but I want to get AG's feeling first.
Yeah,
Where are you on this situation, AG? Do you fit into one of these camps, or is it just grow up? We'll just see how we go, and then I'll speak about it.
I'm not Farke in for the sake of it. I'm not Farke out for the sake of it. I think most Farke inners are for the sake of it and just carry on with that for no real great reason. They just find all the negatives to Farke out, which isn't really, like it's like Farke actually in terms of they find the unknowns and go, that's a big problem because that's unknown. Well, do you know what? Someone managed that situation as a club and they find a resolution for that unknown and make it work. But I think Farke's done okay. I just want Leeds to win more games of football. And I want Leeds to have best chances to win those games of football. And when I see a team set up play against Brighton, I think it was just stupid. It was stupid. It was really poor management, really poor. And it can't, so now, and we've seen enough of that now. And we saw the naivety against Arsenal. And then he sort of seemed to fix that a little bit and go the other way. But the away form is so poor. We need to see fundamental change in what we do. But of course, we need, and horses, of course, right match. I want to see more tactical now. So I want to see when we're losing or not playing well, changing it for the better. I want to see positive substitutions. I want to see all that stuff because I haven't seen it much of that. I think Farke in the whole time of managing Leeds United made 2 subs that have impressed me. I can't remember what they are now, but that's the number I had in my head. But it's like, so and if a right manager comes knocking on the door, like right now, Leeds should have 2 or 3 managers they're talking to, and they should be finding the right guy for the next manager. And I say, the problem is you wait too long, you have the same thing when Marsh left, and managers don't want to come in. So actually, the window for getting a new manager is really just about now, before January, when they've got a chance to mould the squad a little bit more as well, have enough time to get what the squad playing the way they want to do it. Otherwise, you get Allardyce for 4 games, Gracia for 6 games, and all those sorts of. You just go back to that. So the decision needs to be made pretty soon. And that's the thing. So Leeds board needs to sit down in a very serious way. And I say they have that discussion board with Farke. This is a squad we built. Why aren't you doing it the way we discussed and we built a squad to play a certain way? And you're not doing it. You're not doing it. So why aren't you doing it? I don't understand. So that, and then if Farke's got a great reason, okay, this, that, injuries, whatever, those discussions must be happening. But ultimately, if you don't get the answers you need, and you don't think he's the guy that's going to keep you up, he's the guy that gives you the best chance of staying up. If that's a no, you make a change. But of course, the change has got to be right as well. It can't be change for change's sake. You've got to have the guy lined up that does give you the better chance. And that's it. It's just the best thing for Leeds United. That's all. That's what I want. I want Leeds United to win games of football.
There's a few comments. Mr. White, I'm neither. I want to see the manager succeed. I will stick up and support any manager until they give me cause not to. Yeah, that's fair, mate. Nobody's with that. So Viva Bielsa here has said, if it's that Farke who's coming in, I don't really go through that, but who could come in and get much more out of the team? Sebastian says something similar. If plan B is Farke out, I'm not sure another manager will get much more. So we've seen this many times, many different circumstances, different clubs, different scenarios year after year. Somebody can come into a club, can't the Bossnass, and turn it round with the same players. And I don't want to use Bielsa as the obvious one because he turned water into wine and is a special one. But there certainly is a conversation that there will be a man out there. There will be several people out there, Bossnass, who Leeds could get in, who could get more out of the team than Farke. Farke could potentially go somewhere else and get more out of that team than their current manager. Just because you've got the players you've got and people are really slandering the recruitment, and I understand it, and a lot of people are slandering the talent or lack of talent we've got, that doesn't mean another man can't come in and change a system, see something he isn't seen or seeing something that he daren't change because of his stubbornness. It can happen, can't it, Bossnass? I don't want it to. We're not saying it should. But that notion that nobody else can improve this squad because this squad is shit, that's a load of bollocks, yeah? Am I right?
Well, if the argument to say that no other manager could improve this squad would imply that Daniel Farke is the best football manager, full stop, right? Now, if we're talking about like who's available and who would come, who's willing to work with the 49ers budget, with the players, with the situation, that's really kind of in depth. I just wanted to have a chat about, I will come back to that, but I wanted to have a chat about just Daniel Farke in like the wider capacity. The thing for me is, if you're a Leeds fan and I mean, like really emotionally invested with the club, it is difficult for people to disassociate Leeds United and the manager and the players and this, that, and the other. Leeds United is the club. The players will come and go. The manager will come and go. And I understand that Farke has given Leeds United fans as much as, you know, everybody else here, a lot of really good memories, you know, with it being the parade, with it being a 90-point season followed by a 100-point season. And that does create like an emotional tie and some loyalty to the man. And I understand that.
Yeah.
And I get it. Trust me, I get it. But this whole Farke in, Farke out thing is just, it reduces the conversation to a level which I honestly I'm tired of, and I don't even really want to get involved in anymore. It simplifies it and reduces it down to such a poor level of conversation. This isn't turn left for Farke in hotel and turn right for Farke out hotel. The whole thing's a scale. What do you think he's good? Do you think he's good at player management? What do you think of his tactics? How do you rate his substitutions and in-game changes? And how do you think he carries himself? Do you like his mentality in terms of being aggressive or kind of so many? Like, if you put in the variables, you could literally have 20, 30 different variables, and you've got to take everything into account. And that's why I love talking football, because I like to go into the real minutiae of these things, right? So just to say, oh, Farke, and people make it out like if you Farke out, you don't like the guy. That is wrong, and that is putting words in other people's mouths, and I don't like it when that happens. And then you've got people who say Farke in, oh, you're just blinded, you just love the guy. These will all been applied without, you know, all implied by the different people processing or pushing out these different narratives. Everybody's different. Everybody is different. Matty will have different reasons as to why he likes Farke, as to my reasons why I might like Farke. That'll be different to AG's reasons. It'll be different to Mr. Whitesnake's reasons, to Sean Healy's reasons, to William Morrison's reasons. Everybody will have different reasons as to why they like him. Everyone will have different reasons to why they did some of the things dislike about Farke. It's all about weighing up if you think this man is right is the best option for the club, and if he will achieve the aim set out at the beginning of the season. For me, that's what it should be. And then you've got to kind of analyse on that basis. So if all you are hearing is that person's Farke out, don't listen to him, because his Farke out has got an agenda. That person is putting words in somebody else's mouths, which they shouldn't do, right? Let people, like I would always say to you, speak your truth, speak what you think to be right. This is what I do when I come on here. I think Daniel Farke is a tactically stubborn manager, and I think he's got, and this is why I'll go into why I don't like Daniel Farke in a sense, and I'll go into why I like him. I think he's stubborn. I think he's got a slight ego. I don't think he's got the capacity for change. That's basically why, and I think that'll lose us a lot of games in the Premier League. What do I like about Daniel Farke? I think he's got good man management skills. I think he brings a team of players together. I think he creates a healthy environment for footballing purposes. I think he's got a clear idea of what he wants to do. I don't think he's confused in how he wants to play football, and I think he will get some benefit out of that, and he might get us over the line. Do I think long term Daniel Farke should be at this football club? I think this football club is a bit. My feeling of Leeds United is that this football club is a bit bigger than the manager.
Yeah,
and I think eventually, from where we've been in the past and where we're going to go in the future, fingers crossed, I don't think he's the man to take us to the end destination. Is he all right for now? We'll see. But this whole thing of Daniel Fark in, Fark out is so. I don't want to say childish, but it's getting to that point.
It feels
And
like that, yeah.
all it does is splits a fan base, right? All it does is create division. It creates division.
Yeah.
Drama. And I out about division and drama. Do you know what I mean? I love this community. I love what Matty's built here. I'm happy that I can play my part in it. And I see people arguing in the comments, and I hate that. I hate that because you're both watching Leeds United on a Saturday afternoon, both cheering the same players and wanting the same thing. And yeah, I've done too much ranting today, boys. I'm tired.
You've been on fire tonight, Bossnass. I love it. You've been on fire. AG, and I've had to it, mate.
No, I think everything you said was quite right. I think there's some very, very shallow arguments going around. It just seems Fark in or Fark out with no great reasoning. Usually the Fark inside, and I get very angry when people say Fark out. But it's just everyone's entitled to opinion. It's fine. And you can have a proper chat about it, but people don't want to have a proper chat about it most time either. But there's a proper chat to be had. And it should never say, it shouldn't be changed for change's sake. Fark out is quite a flaky thing to say as well. But at the same time, you know there's better options out there. And I say, if the club's going to do it, they've got to do it fairly soon for me. But yeah, as Bossnass said, Fark in, Fark out. Everyone just hopes Leeds United win games of football. We watch for Leeds United. We all love Leeds United. It's all one thing, isn't it? It's just like everyone should chill the fuck out. Like just have a proper thought out process of how you feel about the manager, how it's going, and is he really the right man for the job? And if he isn't quiet, it doesn't mean definitely Fark out either, because that doesn't necessarily lead to a better thing. But yeah, everyone find their balance and get on with it and have a proper conversation.
And people don't fall out about it neither. Please don't fall out.
It's all right. Viva Bielsa makes a good point here, though, boys. I have a question. What has he done wrong? He's working to a point per game. He's above the relegation zone. He's on target to achieve survival.
I see games of football where he sets us up in a way that it doesn't give us the best chance of getting points out of that game. I've seen it several times this season away from home. Several times. At home, we've been pretty good. We've been strong. And it's, but absolutely, people say, yeah, we're in a reasonable position. The underlying stats aren't terrible. But it's, and yeah, he's missing some players, etc. But ultimately, this is the squad he wanted. He wanted Aronson. He wanted Harrison. He wanted Nonto. He wanted to keep Perot. This is the squad he wanted. He wanted Bornau. He wanted all these players. This is his squad. Don't make excuses. No excuses for the team. But yeah, there's been moments. And away from home, I say he's not setting us up to win. For me, to give us best chance of getting points.
This is why I'm still okay where we are. Like I say, I'm okay. I'm not going to use the term farking. I'm just okay. Like I'm relatively happy with the squad, the team, the performances. 6 or 7 games out of the 10, I've been fairly happy with what I've seen. There've been some good games in there. There's been some great moments as well. And I think Fark's matching what I'm seeing, really, in terms of what I want from a manager. For a side coming up, we're not going to be a top 10 side. We're not going to be an established Premier League side straight away. It's going to take a few years. So I'm happy where we are. I do think there's an element of luck, lads. I think the fact that there's 2 established Premier League sides that are struggling this season give us a massive leg up and a decent start. The fact that Wolves are pretty much cut adrift already, who are an established Premier League side, has given us a leg up. If they had remotely normal seasons, whatever they are, which aren't what they're currently doing, then we'd probably be near bottom of league, if not bottom of league. So there's an element of luck in there, but the performances have been pretty good. So I'm very much of the mindset, I'm happy where we are, but lose on Sunday, I'll be worried a lot more than I am currently. The fact that there's an international break, I think, has made people question the manager a lot more than if there wasn't. Because I'm quite happy to see how the next couple of games go. Not that it matters what I think, but in my head, if we were to lose to Forrest, as long as we go beat Villa, I'm still cool with that. If we lose 2 on the bounce, we City away after that, then it's game over in my eyes. Like it's game over. But the fact there's an international break after Forrest heightens how big the Forest game is. Whereas if we were playing Villa midweek after playing Forest, I'm all right. I aren't going to lose my head, Bossnass is what I'm saying. But after them 2, it's City. So that's 3 losses in a row if we don't get the first 2 right.
Answer Viva Bielsa's question. Like that is you basically outlined, why Matty's still comfortable with him being here. That he is still getting that point per game average. We haven't been in the relegation zone, so in that sense, you could say he's on target. My point to that would be, is that I don't think our performances are now trended in the right direction to continue that momentum. That would be my argument. I would say that from the beginning of the season, from the Everton and the Newcastle game, there has been a downward trajectory around how this team are performing, and yeah, but that's all to be seen. You know, that's still yet to be realised. I could be totally wrong, and I would be very happy to be wrong. The most important thing for this football club, and it's a sad state of affairs that we have to realise this, is that the most important thing for this football club is getting to the next window, the next summer window, still being in the Premier League, getting in that money, and progressing the squad. Now, it's at that point, you know, I think Adam would sack Farker because he would want to give that money to somebody who believes he's going to use it in a better way. Do you know? Like, that's Adam's my view on what Adam would do. You might go, well, he's achieved survival in his first season. He deserves another crack at it to reinvest the money. Again, it's all opinions, and somebody will be on the right side of history and somebody will be on the wrong side of history. And some people that you listen to will have predicted stuff and it will go wrong. And some people will predict stuff and it will go right. Now, that doesn't mean that the person who got it right knows more about football than the person who got it wrong. It's just two predictions. It's like two people who go to bet on football on a Saturday. One person might get it right one week, one person might get it wrong the next week.
Yeah.
We just got to try and take some of this toxicity out of the chats around Leeds United and go, we are all in this together and we've all got different opinions. And everybody wants Leeds United to get the 3 points on Saturday, and hope that we do. Sunday, I don't know.
Sunday, yeah.
Sunday.
Do you know what worry more than result on Sunday? If we see a very similar side and a very similar setup, because we will almost certainly lose then, but that would worry me more than anything. But that annoys me in a way as well, because, you know, we're having to work through Fark's naivety. Which, you know what, as fans, we do deserve better. We've got an MD who's new to the job. We've got a recruitment bloody guy who's new to the job. We've got a head new to the job. We've got a manager who's fairly new. So there's a lot of naivety in our club, and it shouldn't be this way. It should all be better. It should all be better than it is. All of it. And but that's where, by the way, if you're about realism, Fark gets sacked. I don't trust the board to get the right guy in.
Well, this is what Matt said here. Look, Matt said another problem. You see how long it took them to get the manager at Rangers in, and not even their first two choices, which is a worry.
How much control have they really got at Rangers? They're 49%. They're involved. Don't get me wrong. So yeah, you got to be. I know this is Greta Steinson still is overseeing football in both clubs. Blah blah blah. But I don't know how hands on they are with all. Obviously hands on, but final say and everything. They're not the majority, are they?
Also, I will say, if like a manager at Harrods will get different applications to a manager at Marks and Spencers. Like the Scottish Premier League and the Premier League are totally different beasts. Like the quality of manager you can attract into those two different leagues are miles apart. And look, it's not for us to. People will say, if you're going to say sack him, then I need you to give me a name. This, that, and the other. I could give you a couple of names, right? But the point is that that'd be pointless for me to do anyway. At the end of the day, it'd be down to the 49ers, and do I trust them to do it? Well, I don't know. Again, I'm getting splinters in my bum because I'm sat on the fence on that one. I don't know if they would get it right. And trust me, very rare that you can have three managers in one season and stay up. We've seen that. So if they do change, then they have to get it right.
Last thing I want to sort of touch on, another thing Matt Leeds said, and this is just an obvious what everyone's talking about, the fact that he wanted two more attackers or at least one, and the board failed him. Did the board fail him? We are a attacker or too light. Is that a total failing? Because for me, he's still got enough. And I've said this on many videos. You've probably seen it yourself. You guys know it. If the game ends 0-0 every week, I can turn around and say, yeah, we haven't got enough up top. But we are conceding 2 goals a game pretty much on average now. So what you're saying, if we'd have got Pajau, we'd win 3-2. So for me, he got the defenders and the midfielders he wanted, and we still conceded goals. So he got failed in one aspect, but he still needs to be better with what he's got. Go on, Adam.
Failed, no. When he's talking about 2 attackers, the board never intended to get 2 attackers. Why he was saying 2 attackers, I have no idea. I'm going to try and put pressure on them. They didn't want 2 attackers. They're trying to get one more, someone that played right wing and 10. So I don't know why he ever said that. And he was in the recruitment process, and he and the recruitment team made a decision not to release any players. They wanted to keep everyone. Now, if they release some players, PSR money suddenly. So if Nonto had gone early in the window for 15 million, for example, suddenly, because the way if that's all net, then you get another player in for like 6-7 million, and then wage of 6-7 million. Gnonto can pay for that player for the whole year by himself. But even though, whatever. Also, sorry, if I play 45 million over a 4-year contract, and Gnonto 15 million can pay for that player for that first year. So if you want to get more attacking players, you've got to sell players. Farke chose not to sell players. He was involved in this process. He's not hard done by. He wanted Harrison. He wants Aronson. He's not hard done by. This was he's choosing.
Yeah, I want to watch this DVD that everyone's seen and I haven't. Of just like how the boardroom worked through the summer, this Amazon Prime documentary that everyone's watched. And they've seen everything that Farke has been offered and everything that he's turned down and everything, all the offers that came in. I've missed this series. I need to catch up on it because the way people talk about it, it's like we know every single, but honestly, we will probably know less than 10% of what happened in that boardroom over summer. Because especially a group like the 49ers that pride themselves on being able to keep stuff quiet and confidential within the business and the upper tiers of that investment group. Like we won't know hardly anything about what happened in there. So I really, in good, I can't tell. I can't have an accurate judgment on how well did he do, how bad did he do, because I just don't think we know. I don't think we know enough to pass judgment. I can pass judgment on what I see on the pitch because I feel like I've watched enough football in my 38 years of being on this planet to know what good football looks like, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what happened in that boardroom, so I'm just not really willing to pass judgment on it.
No, and that's fair, Bossnass. And I also think, like I say, I'm sound where I am with Farke. Genuinely am, and when I'm not, I'll come on here and speak my mind. I genuinely don't give a shit, but I'm all right at the minute. But again, Bill, this has crossed my mind as well. So we can blame the board for not getting that bit of stardust we wanted. Who's to say that bit of stardust just didn't want to sign for a Farke football team? Like, who's to say that that's not part of the problem too? And that's just playing devil's advocate. That's looking at a situation and going, we could talk about the 49ers not having the money or not being able to get the talk about Underwood not being able to get the deal done. Maybe some of these players have looked at Farke and thought, I don't want to play for the guy. Maybe that's the thing. Just saying. Go on,
Priestley's already got his question in for next week's quiz.
What is it?
I can't tell you, obviously.
Okay, never mind. But yeah, I think we'll leave it there. I'm feeling it. This was supposed to be like therapy. I feel a bit stressed.
I need to have a bath.
I feel a bit stressed. Do you know what it is, though, right? We can only say how we feel, and I think, yeah, I love how we just speak his mind. I love how there's no false pretenses. We just speak what's on his mind, and if it's been a little bit negative, guess what? We got battered at Brighton, and we're a little bit nervous about Forrest. So this is a proper chat between three huge Leeds fans who are just feeling a bit iffy at the minute, but can still see the positives and can still have a balanced conversation without being a twat to anyone in the chat, without being a twat in general to any sort of conversation or any point made. So I hope you all respect and enjoyed the chat. It's been a couple of hours of your Friday night you've spent with us. 66 still watching, we're on 82 likes. That's phenomenal. Thanks so much for everything you've done there. But yeah, lads, anything to say before we leave?
No.
Bossnass, you keep quiet. You've said enough. He's been brilliant, honestly brilliant. I love having these chats, and like I say, if it's come across a tad negative, let's be fair. Let's not be blind. It is a little bit of a negative space. I think we've brought a bit of balance in there. Like Bossnass has brought his points. So why he's feeling okay, why he's feeling a bit shitty as well. We try and bring balance. We try and speak his mind, and everyone's voice is heard on this channel. And I'm sure you echo that voice.
False positivity anyway, right?
Exactly. But 2-1 Leeds tomorrow. I'll end with that prediction. Sunday, right. 2-1 on Sunday, and this turns again. We move up mid-table-ish on 14 points with a home game to come, where we'll all be a bit more confident with the next home game. We need some points before we play the bigger boys, so we'll leave it on that positive. 2-1 Leeds. I go. Thanks so much for everyone who's been in the chat. It's been class. Thanks so much. Honestly, really appreciate it. 2 hours with us on a Friday night is some dedication. We all want Farke to succeed, but yeah, very true. Anyways, everyone, take care. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, please subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.